Oh.
Oh.
I just started the recording, so that's pretty cool.
Well,
the recording's gonna start with me eating Frenchy fries.
That's fine.
Ooh,
That's
Frenchy
valid.
fries.
Mm-hmm.
Grungus. I'm excited because for this entire conflict, it's just gonna be me in the hospital room, like asking demons and shit while really important stuff's happening outside.
Like, we have a scene where we're curb stomping whilst sweeping and just hard cuts to Journey going, so what's your favorite color?
He's like, I can't fucking see.
So Journey's, it's like fucking Clean Freak, like curb stomping whilst one's weeping. And kind of just like Journey twirling their hair and their fingers and being like, so, what kind of music do you listen to?
He's like, God, I want to die. Do you come around these parts often?
I want to propose something to you as a suggestion, Megan. Again, this is just a decision you're gonna have to make because it affects your character narratively. How confident are you that you're going to be able to talk Lost Ones being down and get it to stop? Because we have, you can call Raw and have him be here in 5 minutes, and in exchange for that, you will have to join his game, and that is a narrative consequence you are going to have to take. If you're confident in both your ability to talk down the sand and or curb stomp it collectively when it's done, you might not need to do that, and then you will not have to take a narrative consequence, potentially. So, something to think about.
I mean, rapport is Joanne's best stat.
It is.
And if I fuck up the roll, I'm pretty sure I can burn some fate points with either I keep my ideals or can't lie to save my life.
I mean, that depends on whether you want to do that or not. Depends on how confident you and Rem are in your abilities. But I just want to remind you, you're gonna be. I don't know why I'm like talking y'all through this. I kind of hate this, but that you're going to be suffering like, narratively if you do call him.
I had a thought that I probably should have had earlier and asked earlier.
What's up?
But do you think that this hospital would carry earplugs anywhere?
We have gone over this, sort of, that Big and Shorty asked me that, and I said no.
Okay.
I googled it, everybody online was saying, hey, hospitals are really loud, if you're going to be a patient, you should bring earplugs, which means that they don't have them.
Okay.
But you know what, my boy? You do have 2 hands which you can slap over them ears.
You have God's earplugs.
You have God.
Your God-given earplugs.
And the ability to make a lot of noise with your mouth if you so choose. So, like, nature's earplugs.
Yeah, but if Angela's using nature's earplugs, he can't. Like, in the event that we need to beat the shit out of Lost Ones Weeping, he can't have on shit at it.
Well, okay,
Wait,
if it comes...
Yeah.
Well, at that point, just have Clean Freak do it.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Alright.
Pretty good at fucking shit up. You wouldn't guess it, but Clean Freak's pretty alright.
You wouldn't guess it.
You wouldn't guess it for the fact that Angela has not fucked shit up thus far. But...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna not call Raw yet.
Okay,
because rapport and empathy are Joanne's best 2 stats.
And, I mean, we've looked at, stat-wise, I think Light and Clean Freak are both gonna be decently good at curb stomping.
Yeah.
So, I just thought of that, and I was like, I should suggest that.
Yeah.
Okay, deliberation time over.
Alright.
It is time.
Everyone knows where we last left off, so I'm not going to do a recap. Because we've
been vibrating about
mulling
this
over
for
it 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Do the worm.
So, okay, we're just going to pick up exactly where we left off. Journey, you're headed outside. Immediately, I want a will check from you.
Ethic. All right. Oh, I don't have like character sheets open.
Ooh.
Journey!
Journey!
Hey!
You're doing it!
Yeah.
Okay, Journey, you get out there. You're like, what the fuck's going on?
I'm like F to this nurse, but I'm different.
Yeah, F that nurse, but you're different. You get out there,
Mhm.
right? So happy you used all of the, like, good luck between the three of you just now.
For my circumstances, I deserve it.
Christ. Excuse me. So you get out there, you can hear, down from this way that, like, you can hear it better now. It sounds like a woman crying. It sounded like a lot of people crying. Now it just sounds like a woman crying.
Mm-hmm.
The hospital is very loud, sort of in the rooms because of the machines, but outside, without anyone moving, there's just a lot of empty space, so this sound is just sort of carrying quite a lot. You can hear it pretty clearly, even though you're, like, way down the hallway.
Okay.
You sort of feel, like, this overwhelming sense of, like, just dread sort of build up in you, but you're like, no! And you tough it out. You're like, I'm gonna get through this. Fuck my feelings. I am going to bottle the bottle up, and then one day I'll die.
John Mulaney.
John Mulaney.
John Mulaney.
So you sort of stuff a cork in that bottle of feelings. You are free to move around for now. What are you doing?
Okay, where was the nurse like right here or some shit?
Oh yeah, she was like right. You could see her from the window of the door, so she's like right there on the floor.
Okay, I can't like move into the hospital room, so I'm just gonna stay token wise where I'm at. Yeah. But I'm gonna pull her into the room and I will shut the door behind me.
Okay. You do that.
I will.
Sorry, as you come back in, you sort of like sniffle, but like you're fine.
Journey, are you okay?
Okay, so like there was like a woman crying from the waiting room. Also, this nurse passed out. Cried and then like for like 5 minutes or some shit and then passed out. So
yeah. We're under attack, aren't we?
yeah, I felt like an overwhelming sense of dread in the hallway, but I'm not a pussy ass bitch, so.
Okay, Wig.
Okay. You know what? I'm not even like out of care. I'm not even gonna try and examine her right
From
now.
his fucking deathbed, you say, "But I'm not a pussy ass bitch." And Demon he coughs and like wheezes a little. You think of it as a laugh. He's just in pain.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna take out my phone and call Joe Hero.
Okay. While he's doing that, Angelo's going to investigate this nurse lady.
That's a nurse.
King.
Okay, yeah. It's an unconscious nurse.
I don't have investigate as a skill.
Academics.
I don't.
F.
Shit.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Can I roll academics at mediocre?
Can
I
roll
going to
investigate or
use-
academics at mediocre if you choose.
Okay, I'm gonna roll investigate at mediocre.
Investigate will be okay. That's one unconscious lady.
Damn, she's for taking a nap.
King the figure shit out. So I guess, Jordy, you call up Monsieur Johiro Kujo for the third time in one day, let alone in the same hour. It rings twice before it picks that. You think he has one of those cars that's Bluetooth to his phone so that he doesn't have to stop driving, and he just says, "What happened?"
There's a stand user in the hospital that's attacking us.
There's a stand user in the hospital.
There's a stand user
Loose
in the hospital.
Dirty, I don't have time for references to stand-up comedians. Can you get out of the hospital?
No, it's in the waiting room.
There are other exits.
Well, Irene is in the waiting room.
Okay, just stay where you are. Try not to let the stand user know you're there. I will come and I will fix this.
Well, what about my mom?
Okay, do you know what the stand is doing?
We watched a nurse outside the door started crying, and she kept doing that for a couple of minutes and looked like she was getting a migraine, and then she passed out.
Okay.
And also, I went out into the hallway, and I had like a really, really bad sense of like dread, but I didn't cry because, as I said earlier, I'm not a pussy ass bitch.
Language, Journey.
I'm sorry. And Jody will kind of look at Joanne and Angela, who actually investigated the nurse.
I don't know. Are
And-
you
and-
conscious?
Angelo-
I okay, hold on. Wait, is this one of those things like in the movies where you're supposed to slap the cheeks a little bit? I don't know.
Angelo like shrugs and like throws his hands up like he's just unconscious.
None of us know what's wrong with the nurse except she's unconscious. You know what? I'll take a stab at it, actually.
Okay. Passive unconscious lady.
You know what? I'll spend a fate point to plus.
Okay,
to
with
see-
a good. Is that
Like,
investigate or academics?
Academics I think would make more sense.
Okay, you are so smart. So you look this woman over and you're like, at first you're like, this could be anything. And then you like reach down and you turn her face to like look at her and you realize like her lips are super chappy. She's all like pale
she's
and terrible. She got
dehydrated.
so dehydrated so quickly she passed out.
Jody will tell Joey she passed out from dehydration. It's like everyone else in the room is like, whoa, fucking
What?
did he do that? Yeah, I guess.
Okay,
cried
well, I guess
for
that
a
would
long
imply the state
time.
of everyone else in the waiting room.
Yeah?
And you're sure the stand is still there.
Sure,
I heard a woman crying in the waiting room just now, and I'm assuming that's the stand.
You hear Johiro like sigh from like the other end of the line.
You know, I'll put it on speakerphone so everyone can participate.
Okay, you put
Hey,
it.
hey,
on
hey, hey, light.
Yes, that's me.
I don't think we've ever experimented with this, but how far away from me can you get?
A while.
Can you make it to the waiting room?
Yes.
Can you go look and see what's happening?
I mean, I don't really want to go out there.
Yeah, but like this is a life or death situation, and Irene is out
I
there.
don't want to die.
No, you're not gonna. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. If we start attacking, you come back, and it'll be fine.
Okay. So, light, you sort of see it where it was sort of, again, sort of sitting there creepily. It rolls its weight forward onto its creepy little nub feet. I guess Journey, hang on. I guess Pieces is just hanging out with you. Journey, sort of, light, I guess, phases through you to get through the door.
Yeah, I can like move like somewhere else if you
No,
want
that's
to, so
fine.
I'm just not in the hallway. But yeah,
Mm.
I'm in the room.
So Olight, I guess, will come this way and poke its head around to take a little peek, take a little look, see what's going on. I guess I should make some sort of contesting roll here. You know, I'm I don't know if I should. I'm not gonna make a roll happen just because I don't think it's gonna be too bad. So takes a little peeksy weeksy and scuttles back. Just gonna put a light sort of down here. It'll scuttle back and it'll say, "There's just one stand in the room, and it's crying."
Huh. Well, I guess we should be glad there's only one. Well, that we know.
Everyone in the waiting room is asleep.
Oh dear.
Okay, that's not great. Okay, thank you, Olay. Okay, we need to get Irene out of there. We need, or maybe the other people, but or try to get the stand away from them.
I have a question about the nurse that I don't know if I would be able to tell from
Go on.
just looking at her. She wasn't continuing to cry after being unconscious, right? I'm assuming that stopped.
You sort of take a look at her. There is still tears flowing from her eyes. She is at a much lesser rate, but you get the feeling if she were to stay in the radius, she would eventually die.
Okay.
It'll take longer than the initial passing out, but it is plausible. It is plausible.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Because, yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Johiro, what should we do?
He kind of sighs and says, "It's still going to be a little bit before I can get there. Frankly, the best you can do is defend yourselves."
We have to get my mom out of the waiting room. She's gonna die.
Yeah.
You sort of hear him grunt on the other end of the phone as if in agreement. Before he says, "Well, I'm not in the hospital. It seems like the three of you are going to have to puzzle this one out yourselves."
Yeah, okay.
I can only give you the best advice I can, which is don't just run in there before you know what you're getting involved with.
Right.
Don't do anything crazy unless you have to. And if possible, just get Irene and leave.
Okay. How long, guys, do you guys think it took for the nurse to pass out?
Well, Hannah, how long did it take the nurse to pass out?
3 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So, supposing that's kind of the time before he passed out, we have about 3 minutes to get in there and get out with Irene, and I can use Clean Freak to kind of speed myself up, and if someone distracts, well, assuming that the stand doesn't attack me, I think I can get, at the very least, Irene out in 3 minutes.
Me and Olay can be a distraction.
Are you sure you're up to that, Joanne?
I don't know if I want to be a distraction, Joanne. It seems pretty serious.
Okay, look, we'll start by talking. We'll try talking to them. If that doesn't work...
Not like talking to me.
Well, I'll talk to them, and if things get bad, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Dante, you've fought other stand users, right?
Yeah.
Got
it's
anything to add? I suppose. I'm guessing Lost One's Weeping has got
I don't know.
a
It's
particularly.
never
I don't
been-
know
We don't
that.
know the name.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Guess
That was
whose
a
one's
slip up.
what?
My bad.
Saying words.
Okay. Considering that the enemy stand is in the waiting room and it affected the nurse from all the way over here, it's got a pretty long range.
He sort of hums and haws about it for a second before he says, I mean, a stand's range can be ridiculously long.
hmm
I'm talking like miles.
Oh,
So, unless you
okay.
can figure out if this thing's range is nearby, I'm not sure how much that's going to help you.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're
He
kind
kind
of.
of clicks his tongue and says, but you guys aren't thinking broadly enough?
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so they have this stand who shows up, causes a huge racket, and even then can take, what, 10 to 15 minutes to kill you? I mean,
You think there's another person here trying to attack us?
I just don't think Perfect Nothing would leave it so open-ended. I
Well,
It'd
we
also
can
be.
If
handle this stand first, and then deal with whatever else comes up.
Yeah, all I'm saying is you
Yeah.
need to be careful. Right now your plan is to go out there and start talking, but they might just be trying to lure you out. You don't know.
I mean, I don't know what else to do.
Yeah,
Journey's
I know, man.
mom's
It's a
gonna
shitty
die out
situation.
there.
My point is stay on your toes and don't do anything else stupid.
Okay. Let's just at least act quickly enough to get Irene out.
Journey?
How about
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you my phone. Listen,
Why?
because if things get bad and we can't make it back over here, call Raw.
Ew, disgusting.
Look, he said his stand could make he said his stand could make your stand disappear, so if he could do that to the enemy stands, it might give us a better shot at winning.
Yeah, I fucking hate him though. And also, like, stupid, dumb idiot. I'm not gonna take your phone. Just give me his number. What if I need to call you?
Okay, better point. Okay, here you go, I am texting you his number now. Okay, send.
Look, I'll consider calling him if, like, you're dying, I guess.
Okay.
While that conversation is happening, Angelo is gonna talk to Dextra and be like, Dextra, I have an idea.
Okay.
Can can you go
She has a cheeseburger, so.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. She's just, like,
Can
sort
you
of looking
go-
at this dying nurse, like, in horror, so she's a little.
Yeah.
She's listening, but she's a little freaked out.
Yeah. Can you go around to the opposite hallway that leads into the waiting room and
Man, I don't know how to
just
get
be
there.
there and be ready? Yeah. Can you do that?
I don't know how to get there. What do you mean? Can I
Well-
do that?
Well, like, can you find your way there?
I don't know.
Like,
Oh,
Like-
hang on. I can try. I'll, like, text you.
okay, there should be like usually buildings have like a map on the wall that like for like emergency exits and like emergency
Yeah.
situations and whatnot. Like,
Man, I'm about to make an emergency exit. I don't have a gun.
Yeah.
This sucks.
Yeah, this does suck, and it is an emergency. But basically,
Help Angelo get Irene out?
yeah,
Okay, what do I need to do? Just get there and text you when I'm there and you'll let me know the deets?
yeah, because
Okay, it better not be something dumb. Okay, I need to make... Okay, Dash. Sad face.
oh no.
So, Dexter pushes past Journey and Pieces, and you see her absolutely, like, just... she steps out into the hallway, like... You guys have not communicated to her very well what's going on or how stands work or anything, so she has no idea what's happening. And she sort of, like, gets out to the hallway, and you see her sort of, like... It's almost, like, violent with the way, like, tears just start pouring from her eyes. You see her, like, cough and hiccup, and she has to, like, brace against the wall for a second. But, like, bless her soul, she
Oh my god.
goes down this way. We'll see if she can get where she's going.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's not that complicated, Dexter Queen.
She's canonically
Alright.
stupid.
That's true.
Who isn't in JoJo's?
Joe Hero.
All right.
Apparently,
Okay, Joe
Jody,
Hero.
at least a little bit, surprisingly.
Against all odds.
They don't know what a panther is, but they can identify the signs of dehydration.
yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You know how it is.
Okay, Jody's gonna say, okay, look, pieces can only get like 10 feet away from me, and it looks like we gotta run all the way down the fucking hallway.
Yeah.
So, like, unless you have something
free.
better for me to be doing, I'm just gonna stay here and make sure nobody comes in, like, super murders Dante.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That sounds good. Actually,
And then Jody's gonna get up from examining the nurse and go over to you, Angelo, and grab the collar of your shirt and say, "You better make sure my mom is safe."
and I'm just like, oh, Journey, I will. Yeah, I won't fuck this up.
Okay, and Jody will let go of your shirt.
Actually, Angelo is going. Joanne,
Yeah?
when Olite went to look in the waiting room, was the door to the waiting room open?
Was it alright?
What do you mean? Like, which door? There's no door.
I'll be right back.
The door from the hallway to the.
Yes.
Wait.
There is a door.
Okay. Was it open?
No.
Okay.
I can face through doors.
Right. Do you know? Olite, do you know where Irene was in the waiting room? Did you see Irene?
Hold on one second.
Yep.
Okay, we're good. Carry on.
Alright. I'd sort of see it press it like a digit to its chin, sort of looking like it's thinking before it says, Irene was by the nurse's station.
Okay.
Toward the back of the room.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
The stand.
Yeah. Okay. I can.
Was hovering in the middle of the room. So much easier to do the Olite voice when I'm sick.
Don't die?
I do what I want.
out of character. I had an idea that I kind of wanted to run by you guys.
Alright.
Uh-huh.
You're interfering with the plan. Go
I'm
on.
already making the grimacing emoji, but continue.
Okay. To increase Angelo's speed, because well, never mind.
Oh,
I
The go ahead key.
I was
We're doing
Okay,
this a
yeah.
lot.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Either pick an
Well-
idea and commit or don't, Rem.
Okay. I just thought. Okay, never mind.
Well, did you think of something or didn't you?
I did, but I think it'd be more detrimental than helpful.
Well, alright.
okay.
Considering. Yeah.
Alright.
All right. And Angela goes, okay.
I guess we'll put Journey here.
Thank you. I feel safer.
There you go.
All right.
Girl, huddle
Well,
up.
I have a question about the window in this room.
mhm.
Is there just I'm assuming there's a curtain or something I can just pull down, do something simple like that so people cannot look in?
Oh yeah, there's blinds.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna close the blinds.
Close the blinds. It's a little darker.
Epic.
All right. Angela goes, okay. Joanne,
Yeah.
let's do this.
Okay.
Because the more we delay, the worse it's
Let's
probably
go.
gonna
Let's go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
Check's watch. It's been a while. You've been sort of.
All right.
You guys have been doing this for a hot minute. We'll say.
Alright. Yeah.
It's
So-
been you. I will be generous
And-
and say you spent 10 minutes in here.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Alright.
going. We're going.
Yeah. Angelo takes kind of Clean Freak out, and Clean Freak's kind of by him, and he kind of is going to reduce the friction on his body, but not his feet yet, because he kind of needs friction to push off.
Okay.
And he's gonna have, or Angelo's gonna have his hand on the handle, and he's gonna say, 3,
Okay, you put
2,
your hand on
1.
the handle and it slides off.
Joanne just opens the door.
Yes,
Joanne
go.
just opens the door, and she's
Alright,
taking
let's
off
go.
down the hall.
Okay,
Alright.
Joanne, Angelo, will checks as you get out here.
Okay.
Gonna move you both into the hallway just for my convenience.
I'm gonna use a fate point on that and
Okay.
add a
Is-
+2.
I
I'm
don't.
going to
Is a,
invoke,
I will say, Megan, a fate point will not save you.
fuck.
Okay.
Okay.
So you will have the Grungus condition. Okay, why would
Yeah.
that be making you not cry?
Because he's proud, and it would really suck if he went out the door and immediately faltered.
Yeah, Joanne.
Can I use I keep my ideals to roll? To reroll?
You can.
Okay, because I think I keep my ideals. She's got to stay strong right now so she can help people.
Alright, reroll.
Okay, let me just do that. Deduct my fate point and reroll.
You have to roll pretty good.
Motherfucker!
You have the Grungus condition.
There were the
Joanne?
milliseconds you didn't have the Grungus condition on you.
So Joanne, already things are going so bad for your plan. So Joanne, you hear this woman crying, and it's like your heart just breaks, and you feel this just overwhelming, like a loved one died, kind of like overwhelming sadness as you it's like you step outside, you have a second where you're like, I can do this, and then it's almost like you get so sad so suddenly you want to throw up. And you're sort of like sobbing, and next to you hear a light go, what's going on? And as you look over, a light's like not looking really super cool. It's sort of a light's getting grunky. You sort of see part of its body like start to like liquefy. And it's like a sort of one of its arms and like part of its torso just turns into this liquid, and you see it sort of fly off down the hallway and then turn the corner into here.
Wait.
A light?
No, a light itself is still there. The liquid has gone. Independent.
Okay. What the fuck?
It's drinking the Olite Grungus.
Oh no.
Please don't sip a light like a Capri Sun.
Slurp.
Meanwhile, Angela gets a text.
Fuck.
A light's like grabbing at the place where it used to be and looks like really freaked out about this, because obviously.
Yeah, I think Joanne's pretty freaked too. We're just like,
oh shoot.
Okay, this sucks, but we gotta gotta keep going.
All right, Angela's gonna be like, Joanne, keep it together, and he's sniffing.
Yeah, you sort of sniffle.
Like,
you're like,
snap.
You got it together. You're like crying like a little, but you're like, you're a man. You can't do this.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And also, what just happened to Olite is freaky. So.
Yeah. Angela's gonna zip himself down the hallway.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm intrigued. Go ahead and move yourself to wherever you're going.
With Joanne.
Okay.
Joanne's movement speed is a little bit decreased from the fact that you're moving quickly and she's like sobbing, so.
Yeah.
So she's not going to be going as quickly as you are.
Okay.
Shit.
So Angela's actually, because we're not in combat or like turn-based. Okay.
We're not in combat. No.
Angelo's going to use Clean Freak to reduce some of the friction on Joanne as well. So as Angelo grabs Joanne, they can like move faster. Do I need? I don't need to roll anything for that. Do I? Clean Freak?
So you say you removed the friction on her shoes? I'm not sure how decreasing her whole body friction would necessarily help. That might just make it hard for her to stop.
Just throw soap on the floor.
Yeah. just do your shoes or the floor, I think, would be what would like affect running speed.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to reduce the friction of the floor. So
okay, that's a pretty big area, so you'll have to undo the friction on yourself. It's been established that Clean Freak can't do like super big areas unless it's just one.
Yeah. Yeah, Angelo's gonna do that, considering he realizes he's probably going to have to drag Joanne along.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark that you have goopified this part of the floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Angelo's going to kind of...
Oh, I put down the GM layer, not the map layer. Delilah, fuck off! You're not supposed to be doing this. You're such a nasty, nasty little creature.
She cannot change this, Anna.
She can. She can change this. It's okay. Please move your tokens where you're going.
All right. Angela's gonna like slide
slip inside.
his way up to here. Slip with Joanne.
Okay, Angelo, I want another check, please.
All right.
You have moved a zone closer.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us? Or just
Yeah,
Angelo?
you can make another check once
Okay.
you have moved.
Yeah, so Joanne is, I guess, ice skating along down here. I'm gonna go ahead and pop Welch.
Do either of you wish to spend a fate point?
I am going to spend a fate point using proud Zappelli heritage. He really doesn't want to fuck this up.
Okay. Alright, that'll do.
Will spending a fate point get me to where I need to be?
Yes.
Okay. Then I think once again I'm gonna burn a fate point and go for I keep my ideals. I think like staying composed for this conversation is going to be pretty important.
Okay. Your Grungus does not get any worse.
Okay.
Okay.
Your
Wrong
Grungus
one.
doesn't get any
Alright.
worse. Angelo, I'm gonna mark you with the Grungus emoji,
Mhm.
but you don't suffer any like penalties or anything. You're just in the Grungus.
Right now. Yeah.
Alright, door's right there.
All right.
Okay.
And she was like, all right, Joanne. And he's going to open the door.
Okay,
Joanne
you
Joanne
open the
is
door.
flopping.
You open the door and you see the waiting room that was full of people from earlier today is now full of unconscious bodies that will soon be corpses if nothing is done. You can see some of the nurses, a couple of the doctors are also lying there just unconscious, and in the sort of center of the room floating, you see this creature.
Oh,
Ooh.
It's a
Ooh.
little man.
Mhm.
It's it's small, about the size of like an infant. It is it has no legs, which is instead like a sort of tank of this sort of yellow liquid. You sort of see its skull has this sort of malformed, almost like heart shape sort of growths on it that have these little yellow bumps. Its eyes look like goggles with yellow lenses, and its face looks like it has a respirator equipped to it, with tubes on either side that are also full of the yellow liquid.
Ooh. Mhm.
You can see its arms have this sort of spade-like shape. You can see these sort of black kind of dots on its arms. There are some vials sticking out of its arms with those black caps on it. The vials are white except for one which is yellow.
Okay.
You can
And
see that it is sort of holding itself very timidly, very fearfully. You can see it sort of has both of its little hands sort of covering its eyes, and it is sobbing uncontrollably. When you open the door, it does notice you. It sort of, it almost jumps a little bit. When it like notices your presence, you hear like a soft gasp before the crying just like continues.
okay. I'm going to roll notice to look for Irene. Or
Go ahead.
yeah.
while
There's a lot
Angela's
of
doing
people.
this, okay, while Angela's
Yeah.
doing this, can I make an empathy check?
What are you trying to get?
I guess figure out if the crying is just what it does, or if it's actually sad, and that might give Joanne room to talk it down.
Roll empathy.
Motherfucker! What the fuck? Okay. Alright. Okay.
Well,
Joanne can't roll above a 1.
At this, oh yeah, and oh shoot, I forgot to mention, Clean Freak undoes the slip and slide on the hallway.
Okay, you undo the slip and slidey hallway. Makes me curious why you did the slip and slidey hallway.
All right, and he's like, he knows that Olight told him that Irene was near the nurse's counter.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, despite the fact that like his like couple seconds of like looking around for Irene like didn't quite, he didn't notice.
In.
Yeah, Angela's gonna like look back at Joanne and like gesture to her that he's going in.
Joanne's gonna nod, and she's going to call out across the room. Hey! Are you okay?
Okay, Angelo.
Angela's.
We'll check.
All right. Oh my god.
King.
We are fucked!
Do you want to do anything about that?
Fuck. I don't think it's going to help, is it?
I mean, you can re-roll.
I don't think that the chances of him getting something, I don't think, are in his favor.
Yeah,
is the thing is, so I'm not gonna re-roll that one.
Okay, then Last One's Weeping gets a success with style. So you step in here and it's like everything that I explained to Joanne hits you like a it's like someone, it's like Bianca died. Like that's how sad you are. It just hits you. And you just like, I think you actually like do get hit so hard that like you puke. Like it just it hits you. And next to you, Clean Freak, you sort of see, whether it likes it or not, it seems like almost like half gone.
Oh my goodness.
As it sort of bubbles and sort of, you get to see what happens this time as you see the liquid kind of travel to this stand, and you can see it kind of enter through its back, and you see 2 vials from its arms pop out with purple liquid inside.
Oh shoot. Oh no.
I don't like where this is going.
F.
What you do?
Okay. Angelo's gonna like call to Joanne like, it's sucking up our stands.
Joanne.
He's gonna.
Yeah, Joanne saw. She's just crying. She's not gonna make a snappy comment because she's. I don't think she'd do a no shit. But anyway, she's going to once again call out to the stand. Hey, are you okay?
At this point, but Angelo's gonna be like trying to like as much as he can like make his way towards like the nurse's desk. How far could I move under Grungus?
So you get about here with your boy Clean Freak.
Yeah.
The stand actually moves. It like turns to like face you, Angelo, and you can see it like lift one arm and point it at you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And you can sort of see one of the purple vials sort of there's like this sort of sound, like a click noise in the stand, and then you see the yellow in its tank and its respirator turn purple as one of the vials drains. And you are splashed with a very clean freak-like spray, and you can't move.
Oh no.
Okay, Joanne's going to say, hey, wait, we just want to talk, and I'd like to roll a report.
Okay. Please do. Alright. Okay.
Fuck yeah.
So the stand sort of like it still has its hand out, sort of you address it again. Again, Rem, this is not a 2-scale map, so
Yeah.
you sort of see it like sort of draw away from Angelo. It sort of like sniffles and whimpers before it says, I'm really sorry about this, but I'm sorry.
Hey, what's going on? We can't help you if you don't tell us what's going on. Why do you have to do this?
I just have to kill the people in here.
But do you want to?
It doesn't say anything, it just keeps whimpering and making sounds of crying.
Are you being forced to do this?
Again, it does not answer you.
Angela goes, Joanne, I can't move. It's used Clean Freak's ability against me.
Look, will you please tell us what's going on? Let's take a second and talk about what's going on. I'm sure we can find some way to help you. I mean, if Perfect Nothing is forcing you to do this, I mean, we're already kind of protecting one ex-assassin, so what's two? I'd like to roll. Can I? What do I do here?
Fuck if I know.
I don't know. I'm so stupid. Okay. I'm gonna try and convince it. I'm gonna throw a rapport die at you.
Okay. Okay.
Can I use I keep my ID?
And I feel like you've been invoking that one a lot. I want a little.
I can't lie to save my life. She's being completely and genuinely honest. Like, we are gonna protect you because we're already protecting this other guy.
Monsters Weeping doesn't know that you can't lie to save your life.
Shit.
I'd like a little more something other than just I keep my ideals. So you invoked that like 3 times this session.
Okay.
So if you can't think of anything, then we're just gonna roll off the tie.
Okay, let's roll off the tie.
Good. Can I make suggestions?
Okay, go for it.
No, I'm asking the GM. It's not up to you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fuck you.
I'm a dumbass. I'm sorry.
It's up to him.
GM.
If she doesn't want to let me do it, I won't.
I don't see why not. You have brain cell.
You have okay. You have my depression is chronic, but my memes are iconic. So you have depression. If it's scared or feeling a negative emotion, you can relate to that on some level. You get what it's feeling.
That's a good idea. Joanne's gonna be like,
You felt despair before.
Yeah. Okay. Joanne's gonna, I guess, try to convince it on an emotional level. Just be like,
if you're trying to do that, then that's an empathy roll, which is good for you.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try that.
Okay, so that didn't solve anything.
Yikes. While this is happening,
Yeah.
can I have Angelo, or can I have Angelo try to use Clean Freak to increase the friction on his body and try to even it out?
Your friction's already like maximized, bro.
You gotta decrease it.
You gotta lower it.
Megan,
Oh!
for your since you this is also me asking because she re-rolled for a different skill, so could she still use a fate point to +2 the empathy if she
She
wanted
could.
to succeed, and then you could use that aspect. and
Yeah,
that would be a
I'd like
different
to.
aspect.
Okay, I'd like to. Like to use that aspect to try and get across to it on an emotional level.
Okay. Invoke it and tell me what you say.
Look, I understand that you don't think there's any hope right now. I understand that everything seems like it's going to just keep being bad forever, but if you don't reach out and get help, it's not going to change. You need to talk to us. We're just trying to help you.
Lost with Weeping, you sort of see it like sniffle and sob again, and it just says, I'm sorry. I've already tried everything I can think of. I don't think there's anything that can save me now.
Oh, God.
Have you... Well, you didn't have us before, and we're gonna get you out of this, okay? Please, calm down. Please, stop doing this.
Angelo's gonna... Okay, sorry. Not increase. It reduce the friction on his body and try and even it out. Doesn't work.
You know, make a precision roll with Clean Freak. And I gotta tell you right now, with half your stand gone, it's not gonna be easy.
Yeah.
You're lowering it. It'll take a while,
Lowering.
but it'll
And-
work. Mr.
Angelo-
Freak's really putting in the effort.
Mr. Freak!
Mr. Freak's really putting in effort. Angelo is gonna try and move closer and can I make
I mean,
a notice roll to spot on, or how far can I move with
I mean, with your friction increase this much, I don't think you're at a moving point yet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, you can, like, breathe and shit now, so you've got that.
Oh, okay. All right.
You've got that going.
Cool. Then, in that case, I'd like to make another notice check to find Irene, because I'm a little bit closer now.
Yeah, okay. She was sort of hidden around, like, the other side of the nurse's desk, but you could see, like, her cool shoes.
Cool. That's cool.
You can see she's got these, like, red pumps.
God damn it. Okay.
She knows fashion. So Lost One's weeping is sort of still, like, sniffling and like, it's rubbing at its eyes as if it were crying. As it says, I don't really want to hurt anybody, but it's just my job to keep you here.
What do you mean by keep us here?
I'm not the one who was going to actually be sure that you died.
Okay, then help us get out of here, and we'll make sure you get out of here safe too. Please.
I don't know if you can do that.
But if you don't try and nothing changes, are you really okay with that?
I don't know if I'm okay with dying either.
Angelo's gonna... Oh, okay. Sorry, you go.
We won't let you die. We're going to get you out of here. Everyone is going to get out of here, but you have to stop this. You have to help us. You have to help us help you.
Do you really think you could do something against perfect nothing?
Joanne with, like, fire in her eyes. I do.
Okay. Intriguing you have that stance, since you've never
She-
won a single one of these encounters.
No, I think she just really thinks she can help here.
Okay,
Or at
you're
least
trying
she's
to
going to
convince
try.
Lost One's Weeping of something it does not believe at all, so I think this is rapport time.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh!
Wig, okay.
Wig!
Someone
Wig!
finally gets a good roll.
Wig!
Joanne had her
There
enemy
it is.
protagonist moment!
Enemy
Wig.
protagonist moment.
So, she strikes a JoJo's pose. And she's
Fucking wig. Okay.
Wig.
Success with style, baby.
fuck yeah! Joanne strikes a JoJo's pose, and, fire in her eyes. She's just like, I do think we can help you. I do
Okay.
think we can do something.
You see Lost One's Weeping. It sort of it rubs at its eyes some more before you slowly hear the sniffling and the whimpering kind of fade. As it stops crying.
Yeah!
Now we're gonna get our asses beat!
It sort of floats down here to you, Angelo, and you sort of see it kind of suck back up the liquid it dumped all over you into one of the vials, which again
Marcy.
it sort of drains. And it sort of floats over to you, Joanne, and kind of holds up its two little hands and just says, You need to leave quickly before Ghost gets here.
Okay.
Will
Do you know where they're coming from?
He'll probably just come in through the entrance. And it sort of
Angelo.
points up here.
Okay.
Angelo's going to... Is Clean Freak back?
Yeah, you sort of see it, it seems to notice you, inspecting your stand, and you sort of see it, the two vials, the purple vial and the yellow vial, it drains,
Mm-hmm.
and the liquid exits its body and returns to both of your stands. Your stands are whole again.
Joanne's gonna say, I have an idea.
Oh my
Yeah.
Angelo,
Yeah.
Journeys with Demon, and we know where Dexter is, right?
Over to Irene. Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we pull the fire alarm? It's gonna be a whole lot harder to find us if everybody's moving out of the hospital.
Good idea. Yeah.
Next to you, Lost One's
I'm-
Weeping kind of nods its head and says, Ghost probably won't do anything if the fire alarm's going off, because that'll mean something's gone awry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. I'm
I'm
gonna assume
gonna
the red
get-
things with the fire alarm or the entrances. What are these? Where's the
Those are
green?
fire
Those are
alarms.
fire
Those are the
alarms.
fire
Yeah,
alarms.
that's why I wanted to double check. So Joanne's gonna go over here and just gonna pull that bad boy like she's always wanted to.
So you pull that bad boy like you've always wanted to. So I guess, Journey, you're chilling, reading a magazine with Dante, who's just sort of staring off into space, and the fire alarm starts going off.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna have...
take out my phone and text Joanne and Angela and be like, is that y'all?
Angela, you get another text from
And-
Dextra.
but he's,
Who Megan G is
I'm
saying?
gonna have Clean Freak, pick up Irene.
Okay, Clean Freak picks up Irene.
Okay, and then Angela's gonna move to the other hallway.
Okay.
Be here.
Point out, you might as well tell Dexter to come up to the waiting room and just all regroup over here at this point.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not sure where you're...
King.
Dexter sees
Yeah.
you take your head out.
Angela's gonna gesture for her to come over because probably won't hear because there's a lot of noise.
Okay. So she runs over to you and says loudly, What's going on?
Okay. Joanne talked down the enemy ghost. All right. I got Irene, so let's meet back in the other hallway.
Fine. Is the waiting room like good now?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good now.
Sucks. Dexter
Joanne.
comes in here.
And we're Angela's gonna have Clean Freak like move Irene to like move Irene with him, and actually Angela's gonna go back to the hospital room.
Okay.
With Irene. Yeah. Yeah.
I cannot cram all of the NPCs into this room.
Yeah.
That's fine.
They're there.
Are you bringing Lost Ones Weeping with you?
I think just to minimize casualties, Joanne's gonna like chill with Lost Ones Weeping a little bit back just to make sure like nobody's coming to them, or stay out of the room if there's like doctors coming by as a demon, and that's great, but if it's somebody with a stand or a knife, maybe be there to retaliate.
Okay. So you stand guard outside.
Okay.
Journey, Angelo comes in with your mommy and your bestie.
Journey looks visibly relieved. Okay, what the fuck happened?
Okay, so instead of a distraction, Joanne talked down the stand, and the stand is friendly now, from what I could tell.
All right.
I don't really know, but I got Irene.
Yeah, that's good. I can see that. Yeah, are we like good? Are we good?
I mean.
Joanne's gonna call from down the hall. Go ahead.
Wait, we still don't know. The stand said that there's going to be another stand user coming through the front entrance that was supposed to be the one to finish us off. That stand was supposed to, or the friendly one now was supposed to, I guess, incapacitate us, and then the other one was supposed to come finish us off.
Okay, so do we need to like leave or stay here or?
Well,
like...
I don't know. Well, Joe Hero's still coming.
I mean, you know what? I'm gonna take up my phone and call Joe Hero again.
There's another stand user.
So I've been imagining he's just accepted that you have him on the line now. So you pick up your phone, he's like, I heard my name.
Okay, so Joanne and Angelo handled the stand user in the waiting room. I guess they befriended it or some shit like that. Anyway, there was apparently another stand that was gonna come finish us off. Do you think we should stay here in the hospital room or go somewhere else?
I mean, how's Irene?
How's Irene, Angelo?
Angelo's gonna investigate Irene. Oh my god. Investigate. Yay!
Angelo retrieved her.
I mean, she's still unconscious.
She's unconscious.
Then, don't move. I'll be there shortly.
Okay, how far away are you?
Like 5-10 minutes.
Okay, Joe Hero's gonna be here in 5 to 10 minutes. So
Joanne next to you, see Lost Ones Weeping sort of like retreat a little.
Hey, look, it's gonna be okay. He's my dad. He's gonna listen. It'll be okay. he comes off as kind of scary, but he's really just a big plant nerd.
Like you sort of hear it like inhale shakily, like it might start crying again.
No, it's okay, really, it's okay.
Okay.
You're going to be okay. Do you know where your user is? Are they someplace safe?
It seems like almost confused that you're asking it this, for it says, "Of course I know where I
Joanne, like, oh, okay. All right. Just like, are you safe then? Are you someplace where you don't think that you're going to get hurt?
am." Yes.
Okay. Then I guess we're gonna wait for Dad to show up.
I'm not sure if I should be here.
Um, out of character, do we want the stand here when Joe Hero is here?
I mean, it seems like it's up to you, Joanne.
Okay, you know what?
The one in the conversation, Queen.
Joan's gonna say, we'll keep you safe if that other stand user shows up, and I'll talk to Dad. I'm gonna make sure you're okay.
It seems to accept that you have.
Yay, Fred!
You sort of see it like sort of hovering there, continue to hover there, like sadly, with general depression.
Attempt a gentle tap on the back.
You remember it's a stand and therefore incorporeal.
Joanne just looks like an idiot in the hallway, but thank God Olay was the only one. Yeah, thank God. Olay was the only one there to see.
It just goes real smooth, Joanne.
Okay.
Hey. No.
You're right, it wasn't.
Okay. Alright, thanks, Olay.
You're welcome.
Your own stand fucking roasts you. You just insulted yourself.
Why are you hitting yourself?
Joanne.
Why are you hitting yourself?
It is canonical. Joanne does not have great self-esteem.
Is Clean Freak still holding my mommy?
Oh. I didn't say anything, so yes. Clean Freak is going to set like Irene down in like a sitting position. I guess this room's pretty crowded.
There's a chair.
There's a chair. Okay, it sits Irene down on the chair.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pick. How much room is there on this hospital bed? They're pretty, like, spacious.
Yeah, there's a lot of Dante, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, how big can they both share? Like, trying to make my mommy
It
comfortable.
would be not a great idea to put Irene on top of him since he has stitches.
Okay, he's safe for now, I suppose.
You, like, threateningly hover over him for a second. He's like, what are you doing?
He's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
What is wrong with you?
Okay. I guess while we're waiting,
Sweet pneumonia.
sweet pneumonia. All right. I want Angelo to try and not do the Pinky Haman thing, but
Not
like
murder Irene's diaphragm.
not murder Irene's diaphragm, but like
Well, you know that her problem isn't like a
yeah.
wound or anything. She's just
She
dehydrated.
just needs
You
to
get
take
her a
us.
cuppy of water.
Yeah. I mean, but is she like conscious?
No,
She's no.
but she's not gonna be
So I'd
conscious
like
until she's hydrated. Have you ever been dehydrated, Rem?
yeah.
Oh, well,
I mean, like okay.
let's go out into the
All right.
hallway and look around. Are there like doctors coming?
Oh yeah, like there's a lot of people like coming through the hallways now and being like, "Holy shit!"
Is there someone who's obviously a nurse or a doctor?
Like all of them, yeah.
Okay, Journey will grab one, any one from you.
You just snag a person.
No,
Like,
yes! I snatched the doctor. I'm like, my mom and one of the nurses are passed out from dehydration in this room.
and he's like, "What the? Okay." And he sort of puts his hands like sort of on your hands, like pry your hands off of his lab coat as he's like, "All right then, kiddo, we'll get that sorted as soon as we clear everyone out of the waiting room. The fire alarms are going off, so if you could please evacuate that way." And he sort of points in this direction. He says, "Don't worry about your mom and the nurse. We will get them both to safety."
Just come back in the room and say they want us to evacuate because the fire alarm's going off.
But Joe Hero told us to stay here.
Well, I'm gonna go back into the hallway. Is the same doctor still there?
Like he's like by Joanne now.
Hey, doctor guy, the person in this room is like dying. We can't move him by ourselves.
He kind of like stops for a second. You sort of see him sigh, and he turns and he goes the other way, presumably to get more doctors to help him this shit.
Oh my
Figure out what the
god.
fuck is going on here. Get some hands on this situation. How many
Oh my
people have you
God.
stuffed into this hospital room, kid?
How many problems are there for me to solve in this hospital room?
Next to you, Joanne, Lost One's Weeping kind of like pokes you on the shoulder.
What's up?
And it says, "Ghost should be here soon."
Alright, she'll kind of come back this way and be like, "Hey, are we ready to get out of here?"
We have to get the doctor's help. We can't move Dante without him. I mean, I guess we can, but it seems kind of dangerous. Hey, fucking stand. What's your name?
It sort of like reels a little bit when you like yell at it. It says, "It's called Lost One's Weeping."
All right, dope. Do you know what this other stand user that's coming can do?
Not exactly. I just know he's a lot more dangerous than I am. I also think he doesn't like to work when he doesn't know that it's going to go the way he planned. He doesn't like when things go wrong.
Do you
'Cause
think
it
he'll still attack
usually
us with the
means
fire alarm?
power has unexpected effects.
Unexpected effects?
I don't know exactly what it does. Most of us don't know what each other's stands do.
Do you think he'll
Yeah,
still attack
that's
us
not
with
good.
the fire alarm going off and with the fact that you've, I guess, defected?
Well, we can watch the door and see what happens. Even he
I don't know if
isn't
I wanna-
immune to Lost One's weeping.
All right.
Or
Well,
I don't know. Do we want to... I'm not sure we want to stay and wait around for another stand user.
But you
I
said
mean...
your friend can't move yet.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
go watch the door with them, and like if something happens, I'll either text you or have Olite come barreling down the hall screaming.
Be careful, Joanne.
Okay. Why don't you just leave a light here and go, and then...
That's a good idea. Just like, no. Okay. She starts going because Joanne is a fucking moron.
Lawson's Weeping sort of hovers down this way to hover by this door to watch the entrance. The light chills with the fan. I'd say a couple minutes goes by where this squadron's waiting for backup for moving Dante and Irene and Random Nurse 45, and these two are waiting for something to happen. Eventually you do see someone sort of poke their head into the emergency room.
The emergency room?
You see a person very quickly sort of stick their head in and look around.
Ooh.
It seems like they're assessing the situation before they duck back out. I dab.
Dabs?
Dabs.
You've done it. You have
Great.
foiled my murder you with two different stand users plot.
Joanne like sends that in like the group chat. Joanne's gonna start heading back. Like, okay, if he's not coming in, then we can probably go back to the hospital room and wait for Dad.
The stand nods in agreement.
All right, just gonna mosey on back down this way.
The stand comes with you. Christ.
Please no die.
I'm trying, man.
I know.
So, eventually some doctors come. They sort of help evacuate all of you to a different wing of the hospital. Austin's Weeping just sort of tags along with you. Is just sort of your new friend.
We're collecting stand users.
You're collecting standards. It's sort of hanging out with you. Is there anything you want to ask Lost Ones Weeping while you have this sort of time independently with it?
Yes. So, do you know who told you to come here to take care of us?
It just sort of makes a sort of shrugging motion. It says, well, there's a lot of people who are higher on the sort of ladder than I am, but it was Ace who told me to come here.
Do you know what Ace looks like?
It nods.
Okay, can you tell us so that we can, look out for them?
It sort of rubs its little hands together and says, Ace is a man with sort of a mid-skin tone. He has red eyes and sort of brown, sort of like a mohawk, but with a ponytail hair. And he likes to wear kind of trendy clothes, and What
Like a
animal
snakeskin shirt? Like a snakeskin shirt for by any chance?
kind? Yeah, he likes
Oh, fuck.
snakeskin.
So guys, I think
Shit.
you know that guy who came to the window that his name was Alex?
Yeah.
I think he may be Ace.
Journey just looks at you guys.
Talk to him. I didn't do anything. Angela waved him down from across the field.
Journey will ask Last One's Weeping. Did Ace force you to join?
It sort of seems like it zones out for a second before it sort of nods, like, a bit hesitantly.
How did it do that? Or how did Ace force you to join?
I don't really want to talk about it.
Okay. Well.
Well, Journey dies,
Alright.
so that sucks for her. Journey will ask, did he just blackmail you, or did he use a stand to do it?
It's just sort of like shaking there. It's not gonna talk about this unless you're gonna be making some kind of check.
Well, it's not a check. I think ideally the party wants to be made.
Joanne is going to say, "Hey, it's okay. We're not going to hurt you. If you tell us about it, then maybe we won't fall for the same thing, or maybe we can help somebody else from having the same fate." And I'm going to roll rapport.
Okay. It just shakes its head. It just says no.
Okay. Okay.
If I'm just like mean to it, like if I just am yelling at it, can I do provoke?
If you're I mean, you'll have to tell me what you're yelling after you roll, but yeah.
Well, because I was gonna be like, I just want to make sure this would be considered a provoke. If not, I'll like think about like how I need to put it to be provoked.
Well, if you're being mean to it, that's provoke, yes.
I mean, I was just gonna be like, people are gonna die if you don't tell us, so you need
Well,
to
that's not
tell
really
us.
mean.
Yeah.
That's not
see,
being,
how
so you
can I
might want to be reworded to be meaner.
That's what I was like. Do I need to be?
Yeah,
to
be meaner.
Meaner. Just be like, look, I don't care what Joanne says. You need to tell me right fucking now.
Okay, roll provoke. Okay.
Holy shit!
So it sort of flinches away from you, and you learn one of its users' aspects.
Ooh.
It's sort of its voice is kind of cracking as it says, Ace can make you want to do things you don't want to do.
Ace is what? Sorry, can you just repeat?
Ace can make you want to do things that you don't want to do.
How?
I don't know.
Okay.
Angela's like, well, let's not cry again.
Sorry.
God. Okay.
It's okay. Like I said, you're not going to have to do that anymore.
Yeah. Guess what Joanne said.
That's just the problem was when I was doing it, I wanted to, and then afterward.
Tippity tap typing. All right.
Definitely, Journey, from you yelling at it, you get the idea that it is terrified of Ace and just of the fact that it does not control what it wants anymore.
Okay.
Definitely, it is more. If anything, you get the feeling it is more scared of Ace than it is the rest of Perfect Nothing combined.
Okay.
Interesting.
Can you tell us anything else useful about the organization?
It sort of looks like it has to think before it says, well, for the most part, stand users don't tell each other what their stands do. I mean, just in case things like this happen.
Can you tell us exactly what your stand does?
It kind of like nods a little before it says, well, when I cry, my stand starts crying, and when people hear it, they want to, I suppose, empathize with me. And if you're not a stand user, it just rapidly drains the water from your body, but if you are a stand user, it starts to drain your stand too, which Lost Ones Weeping can use to recreate the effects of the stand they drained.
Well, nod. Sorry, I keep pausing a really long time between questions just because I'm looking through my notes to see if there's anything else I need to ask. I'll ask actually. Do you know if the main targets were Dante or us here in this particular situation?
It sort of like seems confused and says, Dante?
Blind guy?
Oh, demon. Well, from what Ace said, pretty much all of our current targets were in one room.
I mean, maybe so.
So that's
Angela looks uncomfortable.
that's you and her and him and demon, right?
Yeah.
So it just sort of shrugs as if to say, well,
Yeah, no. I mean, like, out of character, yeah. I can get that. It's like if they had someone who was higher priority for whatever reason, I wanted to determine.
I will note with that explanation from Lost Ones Weeping, it is now in your journal.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Dabs. Okay. Ooh. Very nice.
No, you will not have pneumonia, cat.
Angelo is going to ask Lost Ones Weeping. I overheard that you said that you're safe where you are now, but as Journey said, since you defected, I'm guessing that Perfect Nothing is going to be coming after you now too. Is there a place where?
Hang on, said 1 moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I had to plug in my
Cool.
headset.
You're
No
valid.
problem. You're valid.
So
Right.
I stopped hearing after you've defected, so they're going to come after you too, period. Next sentence.
Yeah. I guess, well, Is there a place where we can, I guess, meet up with you and...
Why don't you come here?
Lost One Sweeping sort of nods and says, I'm on my way.
Rum King. We can't go. The last time we met someone somewhere, there was demons trying to murder
To
us.
any secondary location.
It's a secondary location.
Secondary
Oh my
location.
God.
Ram.
Like, we get attacked by a stand, and Angela's just like, okay!
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you guys sort of wait around for a little bit. It's mostly just like you're in a waiting room. They've moved Dante to a different room, and there's just sort of like the four of you chilling, and then like Lost One's Weaving is like hovering next to you politely.
Like young man.
Is there any more questions you want to ask it, sort of while its user is en route?
Uh, I don't got any.
Did you have any other targets that they might want to follow up on?
It shakes its head a little and says, right now, our biggest priority is you three and Demon.
Can you tell us what you look like?
Okay, I'm a woman, sort of mid-tone skin. I have a sort of a lot of piercings. I'm wearing a turtleneck and fingerless gloves and shorts, and I'm in my heels. I have dyed hair and oh, my makeup's run everywhere.
And what's your name?
My name is Primrose.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Primrose.
It
Nice
sort
to
of
meet you, Primrose. We're gonna make sure you stay safe.
It sort of waves and says, I'm sorry for what I did. Do you guys make a habit of befriending people who have tried to kill you?
I guess we do now.
So far, our track record is yes. So,
Well, just a second, and you sort of see Lost One's Weeping kind of like delete itself. And you see a woman by this description sort of come around the corner. I'll put her on the board. What was the button? Is it? There we go.
Or her? Like her hair.
Oh, her hair slaps.
oh, yeet.
Then you'll be like, nice hair.
She sort of like blinks when like you like address her instantaneously. Here she is, full body.
There she be.
Like
Are
her
she
like
big?
jingly things.
Yeah, she's got some good shit there. She'll sort of approach you, like she's sort of carrying herself very nervously. Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
About how old is she?
You can ask. I mean, you can look at her and estimate she's like a little older than you, but you're not sure by how much.
I'll ask her another time. I just wanted to know if it was like some 25-year-old woman getting consoled by a 50-year-old stranger.
No, she's out of character. She is 20. But she sort of approaches you a bit hesitantly and sort of waves. She has like a sort of a Kleenex she's trying to like wipe her face with. It's not working.
Angela waves back.
Joanne will wave and kind of give a small smile.
She sort of sniffles and wipes at her eyes and says, I was a little less, scared to use my power since we're in a hospital, but I mean, it's still fucked up.
I mean, they were sending a lot of doctors down there, so I'm sure most of the people will be fine.
She just sort of nods a little, but you can feel the guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel the terrified of what I've become aspect.
Yeah, you're feeling it, she's every day she's grappling with the fact that she can kill fucking dozens and dozens of people just on a whim. Or I guess on the whim of Ace. She sort of sits down in one of the chairs next to you and sort of just waits and says, Johiro Kujo is coming?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. And
Joanne kind of like gently paps her on the back, just like trying to comfort her a little.
she's shaking a little bit, but I think Journey, since you already know her aspect, you get the vibe from her that she's like, well, at least if Johiro Kujo fucking lives in Nene's and kills me, the world will be a slightly safer place.
Aww.
Because obviously Johiro can't find out anything about Perfect Nothing on his own, and she's not exactly about to go leaping in front of a fucking metaphorical train. But she's sort of quiet looking at the floor before she sort of looks at you guys and says, why are you doing this?
Like, which part of it?
I mean, Dean and I both tried to kill you. Why are you helping us?
Kind of fucked up to let you die.
Aren't we kind of fucked
Yeah.
up to have tried to
Yeah.
kill you?
I should just be like you then?
She just sort of like leans back a little bit when you like yell at her.
Joanne's like, I mean, just cause. I mean, it's not just a just cause. Like, people are trying to kill us, but we don't have to be like that. And, I mean, I think we can use our abilities and stuff for good. I think we can be better.
She seems to sort of consider this quietly before she just like nods a little and says, I hope you're right.
I hope y'all are appreciating Joanne's, like, anime protagonist vibes.
Definitely.
Journey's like cool thought for a moment and then like no segue ask her a question about Ace again. Really, when you say Ace tells you to do things and you want to do them, does that mean he has to be in a room with you for it to work?
I don't know how it works.
Okay. Well,
I it's just he showed up one day and I don't know when it happened, but I just started listening to him. I don't know if it's I don't know how it works. I don't know if I'm just too scared of him to say no, or if some psychological thing, or if he has a stand that does it. I've never seen his stand. that when Ace tells me to do something, whether I like it or not, deep down inside, I want to do it. Even if I hate it.
Okay.
Angela's gonna be like, well, you don't have to listen to him anymore.
She does not look like she believes that at all.
She presses F to doubt, but Angela's
Yeah? Okay. So you guys sort of like let a lull in the conversation happen, and then you see him.
there he is.
Dr. Delph.
And Joanne's like sitting there like, it's gonna be okay. And he's just like, what the fuck is happening?
So I'm just gonna do us all a favor. We're gonna move down.
Oh,
yeah.
We are not
All right.
crammed. You know, Irene. We'll put Irene and Dante sort of like over here somewhere. Angelo, Dextra. Primrose can go over there. Just gotta get rid of the stands. They're not out. And Chihiro walks in.
Comrade Dilf.
Comrade Delph. So he sort of assesses you five.
Hey, Uncle
And
Joe
he just
Hero.
says, well, you didn't die.
We definitely did not. Joanne, who's like, was crying
What you got
earlier.
there, Joanne? Joanne, one arm around Primrose. A smoothie.
And she's just like tapping her on the back, like gently trying to calm her down.
And she's like trembling like a leaf because Johiro fucking Kujo is standing right there. He sort of like counts heads, spots someone he doesn't recognize, and he just says, who's your friend?
So this is Primrose. Perfect Nothing kind of forced her to try and kill us, but we convinced her not to. There's something screwy going on there. Primrose, this is Dad. He's a member of the Speedwagon Foundation, and he's a botanist. She is kind of going around the end. He's built like a brick shit house and can probably stab anyone over his knee.
Five and rip.
You're sort of saying all this to her. She's just like looking at your hero fearfully, and then you follow her gaze. You realize he's looking at her with all the fury of hell, and you understand. Like, okay.
But you should really hear her out, because like, she didn't want to do this, and she needs help. And the most nervous smile you've ever seen Joanne have.
And
Anyone else have anything they want to say?
Dante and Irene are over there.
If Dante and Irene are over there, Journey will, to I guess help Joanne's case, will explain to Joe Hero what Primrose told us about Ace.
Okay, you explain that to him. He like is quiet long enough to like listen to you. He's still staring her down.
Okay, I mean, like, that's fair. I just figured he'd want to. He'd want to know, you know.
So there's like a bit of a pause. Chihiro walks over here. Are you guys gonna stop him from doing anything, or is you just gonna let this happen?
I mean,
Whatever
like,
happens.
I
don't
peace with it.
I
Like,
don't know what he's doing.
of, like, can I roll empathy to see if he's gonna deck her or not?
Roll empathy.
Like, okay, let's see, what's the vibe? What's the vibe?
You get some vibe. Chihiro is going to intimidate the ever-living fuck out of this woman. You
Okay,
can tell that from his aspect, the scariest man alive.
Okay, so Joanne, is this a great thing to do in character? No! Is it what Joanne's gonna do because it's in her character? Yes. Joanne kind of stands and kind of puts herself between Joe Hero and Primrose, and she just says, okay, can we just talk? Can we calm down a little bit?
I'm okay. Tasty. No. Yes. Okay. So you say that. His sort of steely gaze turns down to you as he replies simply, I'm going to talk. Sit down.
Does Joanne have a chance at hell of resisting that?
You want to find out?
Fuck yeah, let's do this!
Hey,
Oh my god.
go ahead and roll.
Alright, here's... Joanne just...
Oh!
Okay, success to style.
Joanne
You'll
sits
take-
her ass back down. Okay.
You'll take, some sort of boost, I guess.
Joanne just sits her ass back down. Okay.
Okay. That summarizes him up well. So he turns to Primrose at this point. Before she can say anything, you see odds and ends come out, and it sort of coils around her hands and her throat and sort of throws her against this wall, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's hard. It's a rough throw too. She cannot breathe. She is sort of gasping and looks terrified. Jahiro, she's sort of halfway up the wall to be on eye level with him. It's terrifying. And he says very calmly and very slowly, you are going to cooperate with me and the rest of the Speedwagon Foundation. If you refuse, you will face a consequence worse than death.
Okay.
She's sort of like, kind of choking a little, but she just sort of nods pretty vigorously. At which point he lets her go. She sort of collapses to the ground, kind of choking a little bit as he sort of turns, hands in his pockets like that shit didn't just happen, to address his three beautiful children. As he just says, well, you've had quite a day, haven't you?
Sure have.
Yeah?
Do you all need a ride home?
Well, I mean, like Irene's here, but when she wakes up, she can take me home.
I have a
I'll take
question, Hannah.
What's up?
Has Joanne ever seen Joe Hero do something like that before?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to know where Joanne's headspace
No, you're
is right
shitting
now.
bricks.
No, Joanne's just like, okay, alright. This is why when he put Journey in the hospital, like,
Jenny's like, I remember when this man hospitalized me.
Cujo's fondly remember when Joe Hero put Journey in the hospital.
Yeah, you get the feeling, Primrose is gonna be feeling that one for a little bit. She's sort of taking some deep breaths to, regain oxygen flow to her brain.
Sorry, just pointedly making eye contact with the floor.
Yeah.
Just kind of like, okay, alright, okay.
And he sort of turns on his heel and he says, I'm going to go talk to the other one.
Please don't, like, throw him or anything. He has stitches.
With, like, just reading him. If I go with him, will he stop me? I kind
Probably not.
Okay, cool. I'll go with him. Smiley face. That's my boyfriend. We're going to visit my boyfriend.
I get. Do any of you move to like help Primrose, or is she just like chilling?
Yeah,
Um,
Joanne's gonna get up to help
and
Primrose get up.
Angela will also, like, offer a helping hand.
So you guys go pick up Primrose as your hero and Journey go to
Right.
go fucking intimidate. I guess I'll
Just-
scooch Irene over here so you guys can gather round. I guess Dexter's also chilling.
Yeah.
So you followed your hero toward Dante, your good friend Dante, who you've learned Primrose calls him demon for some reason.
Yeah.
I guess you know why. You've seen it, TM.
Mm-hmm.
So you get in there. You know, Dante's just sort of like chilling in the hospital bed, you know. He sort of hears the door open and sort of in his peripherals sees like a big TM and he's just like, oh, Journey, is that you? To which there's just no. And he's like, okay.
I'm also there too, though.
Here just sort of shoots you a look like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, Journey shuts the fuck up.
So Dante's pretty quiet. He's sort of like grimacing to himself, where he just says, Johiro Kujo, it is then. To which Johiro doesn't say anything, which probably just makes Demon more uncomfortable. Johiro sort of comes around the bed, sort of like looks Dante over for a second, probably figuring out if he can get away with punching the shit out of him right now.
Journey looks sensitive.
Like a little pensive. Dante does not like this man like hovering over him. He just looks really nervous before he says, listen, I already said I'd like agree to like, you know, work shit out. You know? Jigger is fucking deathly silent. Before he says, if I ever catch wind that you have used your stand to hurt another innocent person, you're going to have hell to pay. And to sort of, I think, make his point, you see odds and ends kind of, you see it sort of, it seems to be investigating Dante for a second for finding those stitches, and it puts some pressure on it.
Oh.
And Dante sort of like winces, and he's like, I get it, and Johiro doesn't seem to like that as a response, because eventually, Dante sort of just actually sort of yelps and like grabs at his side and is like, okay, I promise, Jesus Christ! And Johiro seems to accept that as an answer of like, okay, and he just says, if you go back on that promise, I will make sure you regret it. At which point he turns around again, and he sort of comes back to you, Journey, and just says, I'll figure out a place to put him.
Okay.
In the meantime,
I mean, like, you know, he was just kind of staying on our couch. So I guess he could keep doing that.
you want him to stay on your couch?
I mean, like, he already did for a little bit, so there's not, like, any more danger in it, I figure.
Sure. He kind of pats you on the back a little and is like, let's go check on your mom.
Hey, wait, before we, like, leave, actually, though, thank you for coming to help us. and for not killing Dante, or I guess the stand user that Joanne likes.
Jahir sort of like looks at you for a second, and he kind of puts a hand on your head and like kind of pats your head and says, "You were scared, weren't you?"
Maybe a little, maybe. Just a little. Maybe just a little. My mom almost died, so maybe just a little.
Jahir kind of like looks at you for a second before he sort of it's almost cautiously, he sort of pulls you into a very manly hug.
Oh.
Aw. I'll hug him.
You hug Joe Hero. It's like everything you would imagine hugging your dad would be like.
Okay, so now you made it weird for Jody.
He's just big and ripped and fatherly. You know, you never hugged your dad, so this is all you have to like judge.
Mixed feelings about that. All right.
You get a nice pseudo fatherly hug from Joe Hero. As he sort of gives you like a pat on the back and is like, "It's over now, Journey. You're safe."
Well, like, not really when you think about it, but for the time being, I guess.
He sort of like gives you a gentle but firm sort of like thunk on the back of the head with his hand and says, "That's not the point. There's always going to be another day and another danger to face, but for right now, you've survived. Enjoy it."
All right.
And he sort of puts his hands back into his pockets, and he will move to go check on Irene.
Okay, I'll go with him again.
Okay. You guys go check on Irene. They sort of gave her a water IV, and like, she should be good to go in a few hours.
Smiley face. Is she like conscious or still?
No, she's still having a nap.
Okay, that's fine.
So Jahira sort of leave you with her, you know, tell you not to get in any more trouble today.
Seriously, you know, like I'll try.
And he just sort of nods to that and says bye, and he'll come back to sort of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And he sort of like looks between all of you and is just like, "All right, let's go." And he sort of gestures at Dexter, says, just go home. And she's like, "Yeah, man, don't gotta tell me twice. I'm out of here."
I headcanon in the joke scene where everyone leaves Joe Hero's house is Dexter that screams scatter.
Basically. So Dexter is just, she's outie. Bye.
Bye.
Primrose looks like she's not
Thank you.
sure what she's supposed to do.
Um,
She sort of like looks between the like two of you like,
Do you need a ride?
and she just sort of like taps her fingers together a little and says, "Well, Perfect Nothing knows where I live. I mean, obviously." Jahir does not look like he cares.
Joanne, on the other hand, I mean, she kind of looks at Joe Hero like she just saw this man like do some scary shit, but like at the same time she's giving the daughter, "Hey, can we help?" Like looking at that look.
He just looks at you like you're a child asking if you can keep an animal you found on the road, and he's like,
She doesn't have anywhere to go, and like she's not gonna hurt us anymore. I mean, come on, please.
Like literally like a fucking kid, like if we keep this random injured animal we found on the side of the road. Sure, it has rabies, but it's not gonna hurt us anymore. It's injured.
"Okay, you've done it. Congratulations." So he sort of like looks at you, but you can tell like behind his eyes he doesn't want to keep being mean to you today. Like, you know, you got your foot in the door and you're just like, "Please, Dad." Like you start to like tear up and he's just like, "Fine." You get your way by pulling the oldest trick in the book. He kind of looks at you, Angela, and is like, "Dude, do you need a ride home?"
Yeah, I'll take you up on that offer.
Okay, he gives you a ride home. And I guess Joanne and her fun new roommate, Primrose, not how I thought that was
not
gonna
planned, but
go. Is this Joanne fucking gesturing to Primrose? Is this my future assassin girlfriend? So yeah, I guess we can come back over here. We can leave this map.
Feel safer on this map. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be right back real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also gonna be right back.
Okay, let's take 5.
Take 5.
Hello.
Hello. Well, we do have fun.
We do. I wrote hero father moments in my notes. So. I can't believe Joanne's gonna get an assassin girlfriend.
I mean, she can. Theoretically. Each of you, I guess, get one assassin you get to adopt.
I need to go. Well, I don't need to. I'm just gonna go talk to my assassin. I suppose, and be like, sorry, my uncle hurt you bad. Sad face.
It's like, I deserved it. He could have hurt me way worse.
Joanne's like, I know.
Could have fucked me
Trust
up.
me, I know. Yeah.
That's rough, bud.
I'm surprised that went like decently well. I mean, I was not expecting it, you know?
Man, they had us in the first half.
I mean, I think you guys are way more worried about that than you should have been.
Well,
It was your second stand encounter.
yeah.
I'm back. What's going on?
Welcome back.
It is true if you had, like, fucked around and let Ghost show up, you would have been in, like, some hot shit, I will be honest.
Yeah.
You would have not been in a good spot. That would have been really, really bad, because I really wasn't planning for you guys to have to deal with him yet. I don't think you would have been able to deal with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to put Primrose and Lost Ones Weeping. I'll put them under friendly. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're collecting stand users.
They're pretty chill. Dante's still under neutral because he lacks chill.
We're gonna get there.
You'll get there eventually, I'm sure.
Is Huh. Is Joanne's mother Lorelei supposed to be there under enemy NPCs?
Yeah.
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 Okay. Did we meet her at some point?
No.
No.
Well, we know
Okay,
all
which
of
is
our
it.
mommies are just in here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Fair enough.
But Lorelai is an enemy, not a friend.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess
Yeah, Lorelai's not even human. That woman is a gargoyle.
the
Doesn't
worst.
even get like a picture.
Nope. Not until later.
Mhm.
Okay. I mean, we still have technically like another hour before we need to do anything. Does anyone have anything they want to do?
I'm gonna go talk to my
Sunday, right?
assassin, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
You visit with your mommy for a little bit, and then you go see your assassin boyfriend.
My mommy's passed out, so like I might as well take this time to go be like, what's poppin'?
So you walk in. He sort of flinches before he like pieces together. Oh, it's you. He kind of relaxes a bit. He's still a bit tense just because there's a person in the room, but what can you do?
Well, okay. It's just you'll be like, are you like good?
I mean, I've been shittier. Not by much,
I
but I've been
don't,
shittier.
I don't think that's like a really high bar for you. Like, if I can just make that assumption, like, yeah,
Maybe so.
okay.
I mean, yeah.
Sorry, Uncle Joe Hero, like, hurt you a little bit.
Nah, that was not as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Should I ask?
Don't worry about it. He's punched
Right.
me, like, really, really hard once.
Oh,
Yeah.
what'd you do?
Healing out of juvie.
What?
I got healing out of juvie.
Man, I would have punched you too.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was fair enough.
Hindsight 2020.
Yeah, I had like a mild concussion. It was fine.
Yeah, man. I've had a few of those.
Yeah.
Not fun.
So I think you're gonna stay with me and my mom because you've just already been there. So like, why not?
He does not seem to like this idea. He just goes, that doesn't sound very safe.
Well, I mean, I guess not, but like, I'm already gonna like people are already trying to kill me. It can't get that much more unsafe,
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I just kind of assumed also my mom would be okay with it, so that's subject to change, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
it's rough, bud.
You didn't seem to have a lot of hope this morning. Are you like good?
Yeah, man, I'm good.
Can I make an empathy check to see if he's good?
Make an empathy check to see if he's good.
I'll spend a fate point on it. Why not?
Okay.
Can I use Hopeless Romantic? Because that's my future boyfriend.
You may.
Oh, let's do it.
Okay. So you become privy to his sort of, his aspect. Bonds are dangerous. You sort of like are trying to figure out like what's wrong with him when you realize he's trying to not talk to you so that, you know, he doesn't want to build a rapport here. He doesn't
Okay.
want a connection.
Okay. I'm just gonna be like, I don't know why the one character I don't use provoke on because I guess he picked Journey up once, and Journey was like, well, that was hot of him. And I'll be like, well, like we're gonna be living together. Assuming my mom lets you, and she probably will because she almost died on our couch. I'm sorry, she'll probably feel bad. So you might as well talk to me.
You can sort of further see his brow kind of furrow as if he doesn't like that idea. He just says, like, about what?
I don't know. Anything.
He just sort of shakes his head like that's a dumb idea.
Like, what do you want to talk about? What else are you gonna do besides, like, dissociate in this hospital room for 12 hours?
He just sort of makes a shrugging gesture and just says, I mean, I don't know. I didn't think I was gonna be here.
Yeah, that's a little fucked up, you know?
Is it?
To think you'll die? Yeah!
He just sort of shrugs and says, I mean, you've seen the kind of shit that Perfect Nothing can pull now. Is it really all that outrageous of an idea?
I guess not, but, like, come on.
Are you going to tell me to have more faith in random teenagers I just met?
We have some will to live.
He just kind of looks at you, quote unquote, and says very seriously, I am wounded. I have nothing. And the greatest people I can rely on in this time are a bunch of teenagers I've just met. And you're telling me about will to live?
Yeah, because I just put myself through a lot of shit to make sure you stayed alive.
He just shakes his head and says, no one asked you to, so you can settle down, Journey.
Well, you did actually when you called me and then climbed through my apartment window dying.
Yeah, I asked you for one favor, not all this.
Was this supposed to let you die after that? Like, what would have been the point?
You could have.
Yeah, I guess I could have, but I didn't want to.
See, that's just the thing I don't get about you. Why do you care about people you don't know?
You're asking me why I don't want people to die? Even if I don't know them?
Yeah.
It's fucked up to just let people die. I mean, I know I'm like a teenage shithead, but come on.
He sort of just like leans his head sort of back, kind of thinking about it, and he says, I mean, do you think people would blame you for letting an assassin, a murderer, die?
I'll, like, talk about it, I guess. The first time heard Judy think, I guess.
Like,
Need a
did
man's
you think
knowledge, but
people...
you can't make a thing.
Do you think people would have judged you for letting me die? Would you have judged yourself?
Probably, yeah.
He just sort of shakes his head a little bit and says, you need to start understanding the part where I'm not just a person, Journey. I'm an assassin. I've killed people. There is no moral high ground from letting me live.
Well, I'm not gonna just let people die. I don't care.
He sort of like tilts his head towards you and kind of snorts and says, you know, you're basically the opposite of me in every way I can imagine.
Okay.
It is going to be a nightmare living with you.
Well, if you don't want to, then I can call Joe Hero and I'll find somewhere else for you to stay.
He kind of shrugs his shoulders and just sort of leans his head back against the headboard again and says, wouldn't want to disappoint your mom.
Yeah?
You know, Journey, I don't understand you, but I like you. Thanks.
Yeah,
Saving it.
whatever.
No, don't yell at her. Fucking listen to me, shithead. Get the fuck over here.
Okay, just walk over, I guess.
He fucking like grabs like the collar of your shirt and like pulls you closer, I guess homoerotically. And he just says, "You saved my fucking life, okay? And I'm not good at dealing with shit. I'm grateful.
Okay.
No one saved me from anything before."
Like, ever?
Yeah,
Why not?
I don't fucking know, man. I'm not good at this talking shit, okay? So just work with me here.
Okay, yeah, like, you're welcome. I don't think you really need to say, like, thank me for not letting you die.
You'd be surprised. He releases the collar of your shirt.
So you like, I don't know, pause for a moment. It's like, "Do you fucking need anything?"
He kind of is just sort of quiet for a second before he says, "You could keep me company for a bit."
Yeah, sure. As long as you talk about something, you have to have something you like ever.
He sort of smiles a little. He seems amused. He says, "I'll think really hard about it."
Yeah. Maybe you'll pull up, like, pull. I don't know where the chair is, or regardless where it is, or you'll move it to kind of like sit next to the bed. You know.
No, he sort of like looks like he's thinking about it before he says, "I don't know. What have you seen in the movies lately?"
On a character. What have I? I don't know where this is in like what movies have come out recently.
Oh my god! I guess we have to Google this for continuity.
Continuity.
Christ. In March 2019 movie releases.
Was Black Panther released at that point?
No, that we were past
That
Black
was, like,
Panther.
yeah, I think that was
Okay.
like
Gosh.
I think that's when
February.
Captain Marvel was released. Yeah, like F.
Oh my god.
March 2019 movie. I haven't seen Captain Marvel.
Press F.
Let's see. What the fuck are any of these?
The live action Dumbo?
Yeah, I was saying the Dumbo came out in Captain Marvel, I guess, and I don't know what anything else is.
I mean, in February, How to Train Your Dragon, like the third one, I think, came out.
I
did
think
see that one.
Journey's saw How to Train Your Dragon.
I can't believe it. And then gives shit to Darren about Godzilla.
Funny. It's so dumb.
Oh, that's good.
I guess Journey watches Marvel movies and animation for children.
Disney
Yeah.
movies.
It's Disney movies and Marvel movies, so I guess just
Disney owns
movies.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Wow.
My goodness.
It's probably like, I don't know. Saw Captain Marvel a couple of weeks ago. Watched How to Train Your Dragon 3 with extra, but we were both a little drunk, so.
He's sort of quiet before he says, "Aren't you a little young to be drinking?"
Maybe.
You gotta fuck up your brain, man.
Well, then I've probably already fucked it up a lot.
Is that why you're such an idiot?
I
Underage drinking?
think that might have just been like, I might have been predisposed to that, but maybe.
That's just kind of depressing at that point.
I mean, there's a lot of things that could have contributed to it.
Do you drink because you're depressed or just for fun?
Just for fun.
Ah, so it is because you're depressed.
Like, whatever.
Now what's got you down? I'm curious now.
Nothing.
Well, that's not true. Wouldn't be drinking if nothing were wrong.
Don't worry about it.
What? You told me to talk about anything. I've chosen my topic.
Well, maybe I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, let's be realistic, Journey. Are you ever gonna want to talk about that?
No.
Exactly, so whatever.
I gotta, like, huff and I guess, like, talk about it. It's like, I don't know, there's a lot of fucked up shit that happened in my life.
He sort of like rubs his hands together and sort of gets comfortable and is like, oh, well, let's hear it.
I don't know if Johnny wants to talk about this. I'm on the fence. What are thoughts?
Thoughts
and
out.
hoes.
Sorry, what was that?
I said, I don't know. Out of character, I said, I don't know if Journey wants to talk about this. I said, I'm on the fence because he made a good point where they were just like, use the like whatever logic against them. And then I said, thoughts. And then me and Hannah both said thoughts and hoes and laughed because we're 12.
Oh, okay.
Thoughts and hoes?
Thoughts knows.
Because Fate Court is a group storytelling system, smiley face. So if
So do you want to hear Journey's tragic backstory?
Yeah,
I wanna hear-
Yeah. Do we want to hear
backstory.
Journey's tragic backstory?
You know, Journey, you just see Demon sort of smiling at you, kind of like in this friendly way. You think, you know, maybe he's trying to do that thing where you like open up to people by listening to their problems like you're supposed to.
yeah.
And he's just given you a lot of hard reads thus far.
Okay, let me crack open their backstory so if I do this I don't say anything wrong. She'll kind of like huff it across their arms, will be quiet for a moment, kind of throw up their hands and be like, well, okay, I've never met my dad, so there's that.
He sort of like nods a little and is like, I mean, does that bug you?
I mean, yeah, it bugs me.
He sort of like nods a little and says, well, talk about it.
I don't know what there is. Like, I've never met my dad, man. Like, that's just fucked up. My mom wasn't home because she had to work because my dad doesn't give us money, so we're fucking poor constantly.
Your dad kind of sounds like an asshole.
So he was like huff again.
Oh man, you gotta admit, that's not the best move from a man.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
You know, it's not like your fault or anything, right?
I mean, it's someone's fault.
Journey.
Wait.
He sort of like reaches out a hand toward you and just like, give me, come here.
What?
Come here.
Why?
Get over here.
Okay, Journey will come over, take his hand or whatever.
You take his hand. It doesn't seem to be like what he was expecting, but he seems to accept it. He sort of like takes your hand in his, and sort of like, puts the other hand on top of it very firmly and says, Journey, I want you to listen to me.
Okay.
Sometimes fucked up shit happens to you. And it's not your fault. That's what I've been telling myself my entire life, because otherwise there's something really, really wrong with me. So, sometimes you have to realize shit happens, you know? You can't go your whole life blaming yourself, acting out, hoping for to find some way, some validation that maybe you are a shitty person after all. Or you also can't drink away all your problems, or party them away and hope to ignore them. I mean, it's just you and your mom now. You gotta be there for each other, and I'm sure all this delinquent activity isn't helping either of you. I don't know if you're just trying to give a justification to yourself to be more pissed off at yourself for not being a good kid, or if you're just angry. Maybe yes. Maybe you need to address the fact that you're pissed off, you know? Steven, are you see like a book again?
We've
We've snatched.
We've
Wig.
snatched.
So
Please
funny.
don't die.
I guess he doesn't say anything. He just like looks at him.
He sort of like is quiet for a second before he sort of pats your hand again. It's like, still with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And what else? Keep talking.
Well, I'm gay and non-binary, and so
Rough
and
social
I was
combo.
poor,
Mm.
so I got the shit beaten out of me a lot as a kid.
Is that why Pieces is like that?
Like what?
Feral?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't asked him. You don't just ask somebody why they're feral.
I just did, though.
I don't know. I didn't even know stands were like a manifestation of your will or what the fuck ever until like earlier this week.
And you got the shit kicked out of you as a kid, and your mom didn't do anything?
I mean, like I went to public school in America.
Yeah, well, like, still though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she tried to, but it didn't help.
Got friends to back you up?
No.
Yeah, man, that's rough.
I mean, like, it's fine.
Is it, though?
I have friends now.
He kind of nods and says, yeah, but I mean, seems like you haven't really gotten over the past yet.
Maybe.
I literally listened to you and Pieces argue about maybe killing me for like 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
we
argued with yourself if it would be safer to just do away with me or not for 3 hours.
Sorry.
No, I don't blame you. I mean, it would have probably been smarter to kill me, but the point is, I think you need like a therapist or something.
Well, that costs money.
I guess this will have to do. Samantha, like, have you ever talked to anybody about, what you went
No.
through?
I don't know why I'm talking to you about it, but no.
I'm just so, personable. Um,
I
maybe
mean, my
that's
day has already been so goddamn weird.
I'm gonna be right back real quick.
okay. He just sort of shrugs and says, "Yeah, I've had a bit of a fucked up day." So, my point is, why haven't you talked to anyone about it?
My mom's like busy dealing with a lot.
But she cares about you.
Yeah, I know.
Do you?
Yeah.
You don't.
Like, it's fine.
Stop. Journey, who do you think does care about you?
Um, you know, pieces. And I know my mom cares about me whenever she's busy.
She's not too busy for you.
Well, I don't want to stress her out.
But you know she cares about you.
Yeah,
Probably stresses her out more not knowing what's happening with her own child.
maybe.
Do you really think that the only person who cares about you is you?
Maybe.
Journey. He sort of gives your hand a bit of a squeeze there and just says, there are people who care about you.
You don't know that? You know me for like 2 days.
I've known you for 2 days. I met your mother and she loves you very much. Your uncle, Johiro, came all this way to personally intimidate my ass for crawling in through your window and kind of punching a few people you know. Your cousin seems to care about you quite a lot, as does your friend Angelo and your other friend Extra. And I mean, I don't really remember who the other guy was when we met at Starbucks, but he seemed like your friend.
Toby?
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
They're your friends, right? Of course they care about you.
Yeah, like, I guess.
No, Journey. Listen. If you keep coming at it with that attitude, you're never gonna actually believe it.
I don't know what attitude I should come at it with. Verdi will like pull their hand away, kind of throw their arms out.
He just shakes his head a little and says, I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day, but you should stop thinking about it in a sense of, well, whatever, maybe they care about me, sort of whatever. I don't care. Said maybe address that you do care. Maybe more than you want to. Shouldn't have to be constantly questioning whether or not you're the only person you can rely on or trust. The people who love you don't want you to live that way.
Yeah, well, whatever.
He just smiles at you and says, you're really bad at admitting when you're wrong, huh?
No.
He like snorts. He just sort of like sighs a little before he says, yeah, you're all right, Journey. I mean, sounds like you've had a real rough time, but I mean, you managed to save my ass, so I guess I can't complain.
It's like shrug, say, I don't know. It's kind of like fucked up to talk about, so I don't talk to my friends about shit because I don't know. I'm like, Leader of a gang.
I mean, isn't that what friends are for?
I guess.
Do you think they'd rely on you?
I mean, like, yeah, they should, right?
So why not the other way around?
I don't know. I just don't want to bother people and have them deal with my shit. You shouldn't have to either. I don't know why you're playing therapist to me. You almost died.
He shrugs and says, like you said, I'd just be dissociating otherwise.
Yeah, okay, I guess I did say that.
He nods and he says, listen, the point is, if they really are your friends and, you know, they care about you, and especially if she's your mom, you're not bothering them. And you can always just ask if they have time to talk about it right now. And if they say yes, then you're good to go. You know? Healthy communication.
Yeah.
I'm sure your friends wouldn't dislike talking a bit with you about the things that bother you.
Okay, maybe I'll talk to my mom later.
He nods and he says, good. I'm sure it'll take a little stress off her shoulders. I mean, you're her only kid.
Yeah. I also kind of fucking ruin her life constantly, but yeah.
Just shakes his head a little bit and says, well, if you really think that, then why do you keep doing it?
I don't know.
He nods and says, so maybe you should think about it. I don't think you ruined her life, but if you know that you're making things more difficult for yourself and for her, why would you do that?
It's like shrug.
He just shrugs back and says, I mean, is it the attention? The only way to get your mom and your uncle to talk to you?
I don't know, maybe.
Because it's the only way you can think of to be above everyone else and make sure you're safe so that you don't get hurt again.
I don't know, maybe. I hope everyone else is enjoying Journey with You's therapy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know at some point I'd like Joanna to talk to Ezra just because, boy, has she had a week. It hasn't even been a week yet. It's Sunday.
It's Sunday. Yeah, we haven't even gotten back to Taco Tuesday yet.
Absolute week. It's been like clown gangs, no good, very bad week.
Mhm.
I'm assuming Hannah is talking to someone like off mic, or had to take her headset off.
Mhm.
I think Journey not talking to anyone about their feelings until they almost die, and then they're like, well, I might as well talk to the assassin, is very typical of their life.
Yeah. It works now.
Susan came to check on me.
Oh, love her.
Love her.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. He was sort of just like looking at you for a second, quote unquote looking, before he just says, "No, you're really not that hard to understand, Journey."
Well, I mean, I don't know, maybe you're just good at, like, reading people.
I can't see, so I can't read.
Okay. I guess. Yeah. I think, like, there's, like, like, vocal inflections and shit like that. Like, I think it's, you could, like, still understand how people feel even if you can't see them. But, yeah.
It's part of the job to understand people, but I don't know, you make sense. I just don't see why you should make yourself miserable all the time.
Not miserable.
I'm not sure if you've ever been happy enough to know that you're miserable right now.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. Even though you have friends now, you're still carrying around all of the worries from when you didn't. And even though you could talk to your mom now, you're still carrying around all the baggage from when you couldn't. And even though you could make yourself into a person that you want to be now, you're still carrying around the baggage from when you were forced to be lesser. Haven't gotten a chance to be who you want to be yet.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I want to be. So,
I mean, you're 17, you got time to figure it out.
I guess.
Maybe not drinking would be a good start.
Maybe. I also smoke sometimes.
Shouldn't do that. Ruin your life.
Again, I'm pretty sure if I was gonna, like, I've probably already ruined them a little.
Can't believe this.
What about you?
What about me?
You're 19 and an assassin and homeless. Are you really 19? You don't look 19. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, you said that last time. You said I look 25, but yes, I
Yeah.
am 19. 19 Christian years.
The other stand user calls you demon.
He nods and says, for the most part, that's how Perfect Nothing refers to me, based on apparently what Death Drive looks like when it covers my face.
Oh, well, that's a little fucked up.
He shrugs.
Is that your, like, name though? Is Dante your name?
He just shakes his head and says, I stopped using my birth name forever ago.
Like, a reason for it?
He sort of frowns and nods and says, my mom gave it to me.
Oh. Do you want to talk about it?
He's sort of quiet for a second, as if, like, deeply considering before he simply explains. The accident where I lost my eyes also killed my mom.
I'll, I guess, be quiet for a moment and say, I'm sorry.
I didn't know my dad either, so I didn't have anyone after that. It all kind of went downhill from there.
Yeah. Jojo, like, is his hand still, like, available to you? Can I, like, let's hold his hand now.
Okay, you like hold his hand this time.
Yeah.
You know, he's sort of like, you see him like sort of turn his head, sort of like assess what you're doing before he seems to like accept it.
Hell yeah.
He's just sort of like grimacing, sort of at the memory, you suppose. He
Yeah.
says, you know, it's kind of fucked up, but I don't really remember what she looks like anymore.
Oh. Daniel. Let's try. I forgot I suppose saying. Yeah, I mean, I guess it was a long time ago, huh?
He nods and he says, it's funny how even the important things start to fade away after a while.
This is really fucking depressing.
You picked like one of the saddest characters in this entire campaign, so
Me, Shorty, picking NPCs that have tragic backstories.
Oh. I don't know. They just like grow up in foster care then?
he sort of shakes his head a little and says, no, it was pretty quickly discovered that I have a stand, and let's just say that the less savory side of the stand user community found me before the Speedwagon Foundation did.
Like, what do you mean?
You think Perfect Nothing are the only criminal stand users that exist?
I guess not. I really
He
thought too
nods and
hard
he
about
says,
it.
and unfortunately for me, there happened to be a woman looking for a child then. She was my mentor. She was not a good person. She taught me pretty much everything I know.
I mean, is she at least like nice to you?
He sort of, again, with one hand, sort of rubs along one of the scars on his arm. I guess it's the hand you're holding, considering that's the only other hand. And he just sort of quietly says, I mean, she got me out of the hospital, so I guess.
So no, she wasn't a good person.
He kind of
Okay.
is just quiet.
So you do really have no one?
He shakes his head and says, no, she was found and quickly taken care of by the Speedwagon Foundation. It's just been me for a while now.
Well, I guess you have me and my mom now. And I know Joe here has threatened you, but like he's nice and he'll probably help.
He does not appear convinced, but he just, like, gives a slight nod.
And like no, like really, like I mean, I'll help you, and my mom probably will too.
He's sort of quiet before he says, I'm sorry your mom got involved in this.
It's all right. I
She
mean,
seems like a nice woman.
she is.
He just nods.
Are you okay?
He kind of like laughs a little. There's no like enthusiasm behind it, and he says, I'm as okay as I'm gonna get.
Do you want to talk about anything else?
I think I've bored you long enough.
I'm not bored. I'm just worried.
Depressed you long enough. And he sort of
Not the
takes his hand away from you.
whatever. I mean, you listen to me talk about shit for a long time, so
I guess we're even.
I feel bad.
Why?
Because you grew up in a really fucked up situation.
Hey man, you do.
Yeah, I guess. But you're just more fucked up. No offense.
He just shrugs his shoulders and says, that's what I got.
Yeah. You know, you can also, like, trust people now, right?
We'll see.
I mean, I saved your life.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, I'm trusting you right now, aren't I?
yeah, I guess.
I mean, with your stand and all of the murder weapons around, you could very easily do me in. But you've chosen to save my life twice now, so what can I say?
Yeah. Like, you're gonna be okay. You know?
He sort of nods. Mm. Mm. Whether or not he believes you is a little up in the air.
Can I make an empathy check for it?
You may.
Okay, I mean, I got 2 fate points and nothing else I'm gonna spend them on, so, like, well, you know, I might as well make some empathy rolls on the plan.
Okay, well, with that bad of a deceive, um, he does not seem to think that this is gonna work out like long term. You know, he's like, okay, eventually something will happen and I'm gonna get absolutely whipped in Aid and maybe also get this perfectly nice high schooler and their perfectly nice mom killed, but whatever.
Like, for real, you're gonna be okay.
He sort of like turns his head to look at you and sort of like opens his mouth for a second and then sort of closes it before he just sort of like grunts in acknowledgement. Is like, yep, I'm gonna be okay.
You just, like, be, like, a little more enthusiastic about it. You're gonna be okay.
Is this like a pep talk?
Yes, this is a pep talk.
Why don't do you do this to yourself in the mirror in the morning?
No.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I mean, like, no, but I'll get there.
You know, I like that attitude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
The only words I can use to describe this conversation is chaotic gay.
Yeah?
Rudy was coming by everyone. It's like, do you want me to call you Demon or Dante?
He just shrugs his shoulders and says, I mean, I'll respond to either one of them. They're both as close to my name as you can get.
Okay, I'm gonna call you Dante because the reason they called you Demon was mean.
He sort of snorts and just says, alright, Dante it is. I really look 25?
Yeah, I mean, like, you look rough.
To the store with me.
We are just playing our fake core game. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Sorry. I'm back.
So you tell him he looks rough, and he sort of like scritches like at the stubble on his face. It's like, I mean, is it just the facial hair, or
I mean, and also your bangs are like a little out of control.
he sort of shrugs and says, "In all fairness, I haven't gotten them cut in a while."
Yeah, like you should maybe think about it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Maybe think about shaving.
No,
Why not?
it's a pain in the ass.
Okay. But like you
Have you ever
look
tried to shave with your eyes closed?
no.
Why? Because it'd be a
Well-
pain in the ass, right?
Okay, yeah, maybe.
So,
You can't like just pay to get that done?
you think I'm super cool with strangers with sharp implements that close to my face?
Okay. Yeah. You make a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my mom can help you.
No, that's weird.
Well, you look homeless.
Wow, thank you.
Sorry. It's not a great look, you know?
Well, what does it matter what I look like? I can't see.
Yeah, but everyone else can.
So, I don't care what other people think.
Okay. I love the confidence. I still think you should shave.
You're not gonna shave me.
We'll see.
No. What do you mean, we'll see?
We'll see.
He sort of snorts and he's like, listen, if you want me to shave, fucking make me.
Okay, maybe I will.
You won't.
You don't know that.
I do.
Okay, if there's anything you should have learned about me in these past 2 days is that I'm fucking obnoxious.
Oh, I know that already.
So I don't think you can win this.
Yeah, but I think even when injured, I'd still have you beat physically.
Well, we'll see.
We won't.
We will.
We
We
won't.
will now. We will.
We won't. So you guys do this back and forth for like 3 minutes, like children.
Yeah.
Eventually, Dante is just like, okay, get the fuck out of my hospital room.
Okay.
We've given each other some depression, and now you're threatening to shave my face. Get away.
Joey was like, okay, like, I'll talk to you later.
He kind of nods at that and says, yeah, I guess.
And go back to their mommy's hospital room.
Okay, you go back to your mommy. Your mommy is a wakey.
Oh. So you kind of like rush over the side of her bed and be like, are you good? Are you okay?
She sort of sat up, you know, there was one of the nurses was like had finished talking to her and like left. So she smiles at you and she sort of puts her arms up to like hug you and she's like, "Oh, Journey, I was so worried."
Jenny will hug her and I'm like, I was worried too. I'm glad you're conscious now.
Oh, honey, I'm so glad that you're safe. What happened?
A bunch of people just started passing out in the waiting room. I don't think they, like, a bunch of people like dehydrated. I don't think they know what caused it.
Yeah, the nurse is saying they're not sure what happened, but everyone just sort of passed out and then we were all dehydrated as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, how are you? How are the kids?
They're fine. Everyone's fine.
Everyone's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, and your friend?
Dante's awake. I just finished talking to him.
Oh, lovely.
I mean, like, he's hurt, but he's fine.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. How are you holding up, Sweet Pea?
I'm alright. I'm just glad that you're okay and everyone's okay.
She sort of nods a little and sort of squeezes your arm a little bit and is like, I was really worried about you, sweetheart. I'm glad you're okay.
Monk, don't they keep staying with us?
What?
Don't they keep staying with us?
Like, for how long?
I don't know, until he has somewhere to go.
He doesn't have anywhere else to go?
No, I mean, he's homeless.
I guess he can stay with us for a while.
Thank you.
Oh, anything for you, sweetheart.
At least they're just gonna hug their mommy and start crying.
Okay, you hug your mommy and you start crying and she holds you. It, like, rubs your back a little, like, I know it was scary, sweetheart. Everything's gonna be okay.
I was like, I just gonna talk about my feelings, and then I heard about this man's fucked up backstory.
He coerced me to talking about my shitty backstory, then he fucking dumped his shit on me, and oh god, I wasn't ready. I love my mommy.
At some point, doesn't have to be right now, but can try and talk to Ezra. She's had a bit of a week and she needs to talk to a friend.
I think we should probably address what you're going to do with Primrose first.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, Jahiro drops Angelo off at his house, and then it's just
Yeah.
the three of you in this car. What are you gonna do with her?
Oh, I don't think Joanne thought this far ahead.
Is she crashing in your room?
I mean, I guess if Primrose doesn't mind, like, having to, like, fight for the bed with a dog. If not, I'm sure their sofa is nice and soft.
So you guys get home, and Jahiro begrudgingly lets the assassin into his home. Thanks to odds and ends, he knows that she super wasn't lying, but, like, also,
Joanne will, like, help her get settled in, like, here's where the extra blankets are, here's where the phone is in case there's an emergency.
She's just sort of, like, tense and, like, nodding, like, fiercely in response, like, yes, ma'am.
I'm 15, please don't man me.
Okay.
And Joanne will be like,
I'm still a little freaked out from earlier.
It's okay, okay, like, I don't know if you want to go to bed yet. It's kind of like, what time did we go to the hospital at again?
2.
Oh, good. So it's still the middle of the day.
Yeah, it's like 4 p.m.,
Yeah, it's just like, I've got some books in my room, and, like, I can put the television on for you if you want, or I've got a laptop if you want to browse the web. I don't know.
Sure, what books do you have? She gets up there and it's just only Sailor Moon manga.
You get up there and, like, the entire, like, box collection of Sailor Moon, like, just all as, like, crisp and clean as the day she got it, because Joanne just keeps good care of that shit. She has to pull that out of her closet, but, like, she has some, like, fantasy books, and she also has like some stupid drama books or something. I don't know.
So you hand Primrose fucking Lord of the Rings. She's like, that'll do. Thanks. And she sort of takes it nervously and walks back down to the living room and sort of sits down.
Oh, this is Usagi. He's very friendly.
Oh my god! And she like sort of like hides behind you a little bit actually when Usagi sort of comes stumbling into the room.
No, he's really friendly. I think the worst thing that's gonna happen.
Huge.
I mean, yes, but no.
Are you
No,
sure?
No. Yes. Come here, Usagi. Come
No,
here.
no,
Usagi.
no!
No. Here, give me your hint. No, you just
No! She like
No.
she is like so scared of this animal. Usagi
Okay.
looks like perplexed.
No, really. He's probably just gonna lick you a lot. He's really friendly.
He sort of like look at her before he goes boof, and she's like ah!
Okay. Tell you what. I'll. Okay, maybe we want to introduce you to Usagi.
She is practically like fucking trembling. She's scared of this creature.
Really, he's fine. I promise. Watch, and she goes over to him and just kind of pats him on the head. And to kind of prove her point, she's gonna try and pick him up, which is gonna be the stupidest thing she's ever done.
So you get like one of his legs off the ground, and he's sort of just standing there panting.
Yeah,
He eventually,
she's gonna...
he yawns like. It's like the worst. Smells like dog breath.
He really just thinks he's a big tummy. Come on, God, you're getting fat.
He like turns his neck a little bit and just starts licking your face.
Joanna starts laughing and just goes, "Hey, stop!" And she stops trying to pick up Usagi and just like pats him on the head.
You know, you look over and fucking Primrose is like perched on the fucking chair, looking like a fucking terrified of the dog's like eating your face right in front of her.
I'm gonna go on a limb here and say you don't like dogs.
Just big ones.
Okay. For right now, like I promise, he's really sweet. He won't hurt you. He's like a 10-year-old dog. He's not gonna do anything. Joanne's gonna try and convince this woman that Usagi is okay. No, really, he's really friendly. Come here, come on.
No.
Just
No.
let him sniff you. No.
I don't think a report check is gonna get past this woman's fucking phobia of large dogs.
Okay, she's like, okay, I'll go put Usagi in my room for right now, okay?
Okay.
She will lead Usagi up the stairs and be like, I'm so sorry, buddy, and then close the door.
You immediately hear him jumping up onto your bed, which he knows he's not supposed to do.
Rebellion.
This means
Yes.
war.
Yeah, he's not supposed to be up there, but yet every morning when she wakes up, Usagi is just like on top of her.
Yeah, he's not supposed to, but what can you do?
I mean, the dog weighs like 40 probably a lot more than 40 pounds, actually. I was thinking, like, big old pupper.
This is a heavy dog.
Yeah, he
Big
probably
old
weighs as much as
boy.
you do.
Mhm.
John will come back down. Okay, Usagi is in my room. He won't come down here unless I open the door.
And she just sort of nods a little and is like, thank you.
Alright. I have two questions. What is Johiro doing, and what is Olight doing?
Olight is sort of like perched kind of on the sort of sofa, kind of like near Primrose, sort of keeping an eye on her. Seems like it's not 100% convinced that she's cool yet. Johiro's in the kitchen. He needs a hot cup of tea at the very least after the day you've given him.
God, Joanne has never helped anyone with their anxiety in their life.
Nope.
Joan's just are you hungry? Do you want a drink or anything?
Oh, no, I'm okay. If you have like a bottle of water, that'd be nice.
Okay. Joanne will kind of go to get a bottle of water.
You bring her a bottle of water. Kind of realize if she has to cry to make her stand cry, then she's probably a little.
This bitch dehydrated.
Ooh, yeah, Joanne's piecing that together like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, she probably could use a little water. So you see her having herself a sippy. She says, do you have any makeup remover?
I have a little bit. I don't wear makeup all that often, but
Or is it just in the
I've got some.
bathroom?
Yeah, under the sink, to the left.
Okay, I'm gonna go get some of this off. And she still has that like Kleenex that's like practically entirely black now. Her mascara is running.
Yeah.
So she's gonna go sort of clean herself up a little bit, have herself a sippy.
Is this the part where your hero chews Joanne out?
No, he's sort of he has himself a hot cup of tea. He's brought you one. Sort of puts it in your hands.
She'll thank him. Take a sippy.
You both sort of sit down and have like a sippy together. He says, "Are you doing okay?"
Yeah, I'm okay. I will tell you right now, that is horseshit.
Okay, roll deceive.
Oh, I don't have deceives.
Well,
I don't think I got.
I have bad news. It's just very bad news all around.
What's the bad news?
Okay, he succeeds with style. So you like lie to him, but like you can't make eye contact because you're terrified of him. And he just like looks at you for a second and says, "So what's the real answer?"
And she kind of stops that fake smile and she kind of just like stares at her tea for a second. She just says, "I don't know. It's been a hard week."
He sort of nods and sips at his tea again. He says, "Nothing wrong with admitting it's been a hard week."
She nods a little bit, but it's not entirely like genuine. And she just shrugs a little bit and she says, I mean, I don't know. Bad things keep happening and I don't know if I can help with that.
Your father is as stoic and silent as ever. He just says, "I'll take care of it."
Joanne nods a little bit. Recovering crybaby Joanne is not going to cry because she kind of pauses and she says, and she kind of stops there for a second and she kind of follows through finally. She just says, I mean, if I'm being honest, I'm a little scared. I don't know what to do. I mean, I don't know how I feel about a light. I don't know what to do about what's happening. I don't know.
Joy Hero sort of reaches over and he sort of pulls you into sort of a side hug where you're sort of sitting next to him on the couch and you get to sip your tea together. And he just nods and says, "It's a lot, but we'll get through it."
She nods.
Your dad will sort of continue to hold you until you feel better, I guess. So I guess eternally?
Long hug with Padre.
We have a nice long hug with Padre. That just sort of feels like the natural place to end, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Sort of everybody sort of
Yeah.
reflecting on things.
Yeah.
And I think Johiro hugs is a good way to end any session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So congrats, you made it through.
We made it through the hospital.
We solved your hospital
murder
puzzle.
puzzle.
We solved your murder puzzle.
The
Solved the
hospital.
hospital murder puzzle.
Talk to a depressed man and a depressed lady for a bit.
Hmm.
Good on ya.
Yeah.
Learning some of Demon's tragic backstory.
His life's really fucked up.
Mhm.
Yes! It's gotta be pretty fucked up to be an assassin at 19.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
misses his mommy.
No, I don't.
Oh.
Why do you think he was so worried when your mommy was in danger?
That face.
Sad.
We have fun.